way stronger than Hamas. They are a potent terrorist group, no question about it. We watch them closely. The Israelis watch them closely. We don't want to see this conflict widened. We don't want to see Hezbollah make that kind of a decision. And remind, again, that we take our national security interests very seriously in the region. And the reason why we moved a terrorist strike group to the Eastern Med was to act as a deterrent for any other actor, including Hezbollah, that might...
I think we lost it. Whatever. He's the fast-talking guy, right? John Kirby. What happened to Karine Jean-Pierre? They know that she can handle really only basic inquiries before she gets overwhelmed and flustered and reverts to talking about her race and gender and sexuality or orientation. Never seen that before. A press secretary talk openly about, I don't know, is it a dating thing? She wants everybody to know that she is a black gay immigrant woman. I am a black gay immigrant woman. And she talks about it all the time. Nobody cares. I've seen her talk about it from the podium, in interviews, in her book, everywhere. Gosh, you know what? I'm so lame, right? I was born here, happen to be white. What else? A man, and happen to be straight, and happen to be Christian. And my goodness gracious, can you, what do they call that? Vanilla, white bread, right? White bread. I find that, oh, even worse, a white guy. You are a white guy. Hey, you know, I'm just a white guy, so what do I know? A lot of privileged white men out there are pushing that. Hey, here's something else. That guy asked about the gun thing in Israel. A little bit more information here. There is no clear right to carry a gun in Israel. Nothing similar to the Second Amendment of the U.S. Constitution exists. In theory, the policy is very strict. No one may own or carry a gun without showing a reason to do so. A special permit by the Interior Ministry is then required. The permit must also have the approval of the police and includes information about the owner and the gun type. It is easy for a law-abiding citizen with no criminal record to get a permit for a handgun. There we go. Right. There is no distinction between carrying a gun and possessing it. People who have a permit to own a handgun or other weapon are allowed to carry it with them. Yeah, unlike in New York. If you're one of the 15 people who actually got a permit, you got to keep it in a lockbox under your closet, buried. You know, just you can't. It's so inaccessible. That's a problem. And you know what? The Supreme Court actually said that's unconstitutional, but they kept it in effect anyway. Hey, This is Adam. I want to talk to you. A lot of people are picking up something not very nice out of you.
Oh my God, this guy!
They're picking up. You know, I hate to say it, that you might be on the side of the terrorists here. That you may be misinformed about a lot of issues, Adam. I've got a bone to pick with you, Adam. Hello, welcome back. You know what I mean? Have you thought about? We've been talking about you. Have you thought about what I said? Have you thought about what the others said? Have you been listening? Have you been reading? You see the slaughter that's happening. You see what's happening, and it's horrible. And this did not have to happen. It wouldn't have happened if those terrorists did not.
Audio. Okay, looking.
I agree with that, sir.
Well, all right. This is what you do. You always agree with me. Then you butter me up a little bit, and then you kind of unleash the stuff that the way you really feel. So, come on, Adam. All right, I want to know. All right, what's going on with you?
All right. I just want to know why Trump called Hezbollah smart yesterday. I'm just trying to figure that out.
Well, why did he do that? Why did he do that? Well, these guys are smart. They are crafty. Right. These Hamas terrorists, they are smart. They are crafty. Did you see those lawnmower?
WABC. WABC. 77 WABC. All right, let me put this on over here. I figure let me come out today for a couple of hours, maybe. Hang out for an hour, go pick up my son. Why not? Give me more viewing hours. I need the viewing hours. Okay, FL rig, click, click. All right. Oh, let me match this guy. Okay, that matches nicely. WSJTX. Here we go. And grid tracker. Grid tracker. And there we go. Hello, 2 people watching. Hello, 1 like. Thank you for the like. Oh my God. So 10 meters is it's okay. It looks favorable. It looks and it looks let's see, I show you. Okay, zoom in there. Oh my God, zoom in, bro. Okay, not zooming in. Sometimes I gotta go like this and then go like that, and then it should zoom in. This is why I bought this thing today. Well, I didn't buy it today. This is gonna solve that issue. The problem with these webcams is, this one I have an autofocus thing. It's autofocus, but you have to be very steady to hold it. If you're not steady, it's gonna keep you trying to focus. It can't. So I got my little Christmas presents today. So let me start with this little one over here. And spoiler alert, they're not. Oh, never mind. Now you're gonna say it. A couple of things. So it's not an unboxing. It's just that I might as well do it now. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys for a few minutes. Talk to you guys while you're here. Actually, I can just tear this open. What am I doing? Yeah, just tear it open. So this is gonna solve one of my issues. This is gonna solve one of my issues. Let me put the product up on the screen. And it's another webcam that I'm thinking about implementing. Another webcam thinking about implementing just for those type of shots. Instead of taking this webcam and going over here. So I may be using OBS eventually, just exclusively. Don't know yet. I have to figure that out because the problem with OBS is that. Let me look up the. So hello everybody, and I'll be on for a couple of hours. Just filling up some watch time. YouTube requires people that are in the YouTube partner program to have X amount of watch hours every year. So rather than make a video and talk about certain things, I just do a live stream. But also, it'll give me watch hours and stuff like that. I always said it before. If I could stream every day, I would stream every day. So let me show you what this is. Let me go to the order thingy. And oh God, I gotta put in the password too. Are you serious? Keep me signed in. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, let me click on this. Just want to make sure I don't butcher the name of it. So I have a bunch of old power supplies. You saw the other day, I was like, 1, 2, 3. I have almost 10 computers here. Well, actually, even down there, I got 5 of them. I have over 10, I'm going to say 13 computers here. All of them have power supply. I even have extra power supplies. What to do with them? Well, this is going to solve one of those issues. No, can you tear this thing? No, I cannot tear this thing. I have to cut it. Let me cut it. No. Let me cut it. Cut it. Oh my God, no. And eventually I might make a review on this thing because I want to see what is the capability of these things are. Okay. Drum roll. Nah, I'm just kidding. Drum roll. So this is called I hope I don't butcher it. The Songhe. Let me put it right there. Take my thumbnail with it. Okay. The Songhe XHM229 24-pin benchtop power. This is to basically you're gonna convert it. And I didn't bring it up here. Wow. A computer power supply into a benchtop power supply. As you can see, you take your computer power supply. It's an ATX computer power supply. I know Glenn, right? You work with computers, right? We all have a bunch of old power supplies laying around the house, in the shack, whatever. You plug it in here, and you can use it as a bench power supply. Okay, and you got your minus 12 volts, your plus 12 volts, your 5 volt, and your 3.3. And they all have fuses as a circuit breaker. See, this is the problem with the zooming thing. Let's try it again. Gotta hold my hand steady. That's the thing. Okay, let's do that whole 1, 2, 3, go. And you see it has an on-off switch. Also, and my cuticle sticking out of my fingernail. So this is I didn't bring one up here. I have it downstairs. But I'm gonna make a video on that. I'm gonna hook this up. And I have, all my radios right now, they do have a wall wart. But if you ever pick up a radio, like for example, at a thrift store, flea market, whatever, like a car radio, instead of me butchering one of my old power supplies, because you can easily just you have to join the whole all the colored wires together, and I think it's the black one and the red one, and I forgot which one. And don't quote me on that. There's plenty of videos on that, and you can just add. I didn't want to do that because I like to keep my power supplies full in case I really need them, because I really need it for a particular computer. And a lot of them are 300 watt power supply ATX. Most of them for desktop computers. So this board, I can plug in my power supply, and I can use this for example, the Yaesu FT818ND. I could just tap into the 12 volt, and I can use that radio. Although that one, I since that one is a transceiver, I will not use this for that. I will use this for that old car radio, even my scanner, but my scanners do have wall warts for it. I already have it hooked up here, so I'm not going to be using this for that. I'm going to be using this for when I buy another radio or car radio or whatever, and I just want to hook it up and get 12 volt power. That's it. I don't want to butcher any power supply. So this is the model right there. Okay, the Songhee. Sorry, my Chinese is not good. Sorry about that. I don't speak Chinese. If I butcher the name, sorry. Songhee XH M229 24-pin benchtop power board, computer ATX power supply breakout adapter. So that's what it's called, a breakout adapter. And basically you're converting your computer ATX power supply into a benchtop power supply, and it's cost $7.99. Like me, like I said earlier, I have a whole bunch of them lying around. I don't want to butcher them up, and so definitely that board will help me out, because I'm always looking for old radio. You go to a computer show, flea market, whatever, you might see an old CB radio that doesn't have the they don't come with, like my CB radio. Of course, CB radios, mobile CB radios don't come with a wall wart or nothing like that. They just have the red and black wire, and you have to find the power source. So this is a great way of you using that without butchering your computer power supplies. All right. Let me put this right here for a minute. So I'm gonna make a review on that. I'm gonna test it out. I have I didn't bring up the power supply, but I will be testing it out. I want to put it on a of course I will not use this for example, my G90. I already have my power supply with the G90, and it's only 20 watts. I would not, and this is, I think, rated for 120 watts. Me personally, I would not use this for, especially an expensive transceiver. Because I read a review that somebody did use a transceiver with it, and it got kind of hot. He had a plastic enclosure on it, and it kind of melt a little bit. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't use it for that. I only want to use this for, an old CB radio. I just want to listen to it. you know, don't want to put too much on it. And this is good for that. Okay. And I'll give you another closer look at that. And it has the fuses in it. It's pretty cool. And also, these connectors, they're not really banana plug connectors. You know, they look like you can put banana plug in it. No, these are more. You have to put what they call the connector, the eyelet connector, or the I forget that. I forgot my terminology of it. But you could put one of those crimp it on your wires, and then you just loosen this up. Let me see if I can show you side view. Side view. You see? Just you could wrap the wire around there. In my case, I would just crimp a couple of connectors. I would just crimp connectors on whatever radio I'm going to use it with. And that's it. So this is very inexpensive. This is $7.99. And you turn your computer power supply into a bench power supply. And I have quite a few of them. So you know what? And I don't want to butcher them because you might need them. You know, you could easily butcher it. And this what's nice about this, it got the on and off switch. Now the on and off switch here has an indicator light right there. They do have other ones that are bigger that have a USB connector to it. So you can plug in a USB, 5 volt for USB, and things like that. They have boards that have the USB on, but anyway, I just wanted this basic one. Okay, so I will be making a review on this sometime soon, and I will try that. I'm gonna try that with the Yaesu, but of course I'm not gonna transmit on it. I just want to try it, see if it just powers up and it plays, and that's it. And then and put it through the ringer like that, before I start doing anything with it. But pretty good. So it's one of the things that I picked up. I got it in the mail today. So we have Amazon Prime Day and stuff. Yeah. So Glenn Dansler, good to see you. 6 people watching, 4 likes. Thank you. I'll be on for a couple hours. I'm gonna pick up my son. I'm gonna leave out of here about 2:50. I'm gonna leave the feed open. I'll be back after that. So I'm not gonna shut off the feed. I'll just put something on. Hello, Bobby. WA5107 SWL from Morgan City, Louisiana. Welcome. Yeah, so I think it's pretty nice. Because I was looking into, I was actually thinking about butchering one and but it looks kind of ugly when you butcher it up, and I didn't want, I really want to have one that if I'm in a pinch and I need to, connect something to it, like, an old car radio or, car radio, anything like that. Or an old CB you might find on a even on anything that requires a 12 volt. I can use this guy with a computer power supply because I do have quite a few computer power supplies. Some of them are inside the computer, but I have a few of them outside. They're on I have a whole box full of old hard drives, and tech guy, you know what I'm talking about. You fix laptops and all that, I believe, and computers. So we always have. I always keep a lot of the old parts. If I'm looking over there, I'm looking over there, and I have a in the closet. I have one of those plastic tubs, and I can see from here I have power supplies. I even have the really micro power supplies, the ones that go for the smaller computer cases. Especially on the small Dells or the small, I have a small compact there. It's a very small power supply, so they don't go to waste. I don't want to butcher it, so I'll use that board. So there you go. Now you can open this one. Just tear that out. This is another thing I'm looking into. Desktop or desk mount webcam. This is like they call it gooseneck. It's like a flexible type thing. Because I was gonna try this arm. I was messing with it yesterday. I took the webcam, I put it here. I don't have the mount that converts it, and I wanted something more flexible. I like the microphone on this one because I was gonna try a microphone stand on it, just to put a microphone stand. But this is it didn't cost much. Let me see. I'll put the let me put that product up next now. Let me go back to here. So I want to hook up the webcam. Okay, let me go back over here. Let me take it out of the box while I show you what I. So it's called a pee-pee. That sounded funny. Pee-pee. Pee-pee shell. Just say that over and over. Pee-pee shell, 25-inch webcam stand, flexible desk mount clap gooseneck stand for Logitech webcam, and they got a whole bunch of models there. And other devices with 1/4 inch thread. So, I really want to try this out because, like I said, the problem is with this webcam is, I do move it around, but I'm thinking about maybe clip it over here somewhere and I can have it here, for me. But then when I want to show you guys the shot up there, I don't have to take this and be shaking my head. I don't know where to mount this up there. I just take that, bend it over here and let it go. I got my hands free. I can point it on my radios. So that's what I'm thinking. They do have another. This one is 25 inches. They do have another one. I believe it's 32. So I'm going to try this one. $22.98. Where's the box? And, so I'm doing these things for the studio, If I like it, I may buy a second one for the boiler room, because that's another thing about the boiler room. When I do it, like when I did my radio reviews, like the D109, the D219, I do it from the boiler room. I use a regular tripod, but it gets in the way. I have to be around the tripod with the phone, which is not good. And a couple of times I hit my belly hit the tripod and it ruined the shot. So I need something like overhead where the tripod is not in my face. And so I'm thinking about getting a second one, or maybe I'll put this one downstairs and I'll get the longer one. Let me see how this one works here. And I'm gonna set it up, not today, of course, but tomorrow, whatever. That webcam here. So let me open it up and see how it looks like. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm telling you a little bit of time, and I'm just doing this stuff today. And thank you for watching, and hang out with me. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Alrighty, sorry about that. Glenn Dansler, glad you're on. I was about to put myself through Linux hell upgrade. Are you doing an upgrade in Linux? Well, you installing a new version of Linux somewhere, one of your computers or something, or for a customer? Okay, so this is the box. I just put the box over there. Installation instructions. I am gonna create another playlist. I'll bend it up and all that. Anyway, thank you for using this product. So I'm going to try to clip it here. I'm going to set it up, and then so I'm on my Raspberry Pi 4B. Okay, I don't even own one of them. I'm dying to own one. I was thinking about owning one, but then When the pandemic happened, they went through the roof. Okay, so this looks rugged. Wow. Wow, this clamp is strong. Wow, this is strong. So let me, yeah, I can tell you right now, this is going to be a little too short for my radio. Wow, this is going to be very, very interesting. I might use this one for the basement, actually, because I could tell right now it's going to be too, you know, you have to clip it on there, but because I was also thinking about doing two webcams. Just have one fixed over here, and then of course the webcam for yours truly. So, but this is interesting. Maybe I can mount it here. That way I get the best of both worlds. Wow, that's interesting. This thing is very strong. This gooseneck, very strong. And I just have reviews on this. A lot of reviews on this thing. A lot of people love this webcam mount. You can also use this for microphone too. I could clip this out and use it, and just use it for the microphone instead. I'm thinking about maybe I could do the microphone instead. Just clip the microphone. I could put this in between those two monitors and bring it over here, and then I can have the microphone. But the problem is the microphone's gonna be like right in. I'm trying to get the microphone away from the shot. I don't want the microphone dominant. Because originally I was thinking about overhead. And I could still do that. I could just get a microphone boom, mount it over there and just boom it all the way over here. But it'll be like out of the shot in a way. No, I don't know if I want to do that. I kind of like it down here, but it's interesting. All these little things you have to do for your studio. So this is pretty strong. Wow, this is strong. And it has different types of mounts. You know. Actually, no, it's different. It's already assembled. Actually, this one is already assembled. Actually, so it has the universal right there for the for that webcam. So I'm gonna look into it. Let me just clip it and see how. Let me check out that foam. So let me just clip it and see how. Yeah, this is strong. Wow, that's a strong, and it has a foam in it, so it doesn't damage your desk. Hello, Davis Radio Room. Hope you're doing well. So right now, this webcam, this mount, maybe I put in between these two. I had to clip it somewhere where I can still get a shot up there, and I can still be able to. Interesting. Let me stand up. So you know what? I'm gonna stand up. All right. Okay. So now if I stand up, the right here, the easily, I can. So I can use the desk sustainer to get the shot. So I can have it right there, and I can take the shot of the radio, and then I can go over here. Let me see what about the other ones are going to be more. I have to bend it, and then I have to. Wow, yeah, that's going to be tricky. I need to get these two. This is better when you clip it out and do it like this. It's easier. That's why you gotta try all these things out, man. You gotta throwing stuff on the wall and see what sticks. Yeah, so this one is man, I should have got a longer one. That's 25 inches. So I could still use this for the basement one for my radio reviews because I needed one of these for the when I do my radio reviews in the basement. Because the problem is I have my tripod in front of me with a phone pointing at the table. But you see what happens is I have to stand over and have to be when I make my review, it doesn't work. A few times I hit my belly hit the tripod and it ruined the shot. I have a blooper reel just for that stuff. Like, what the? And see how I hit it with my belly. So I can't have that. So I think I'm going to use this for the basement and order another one. I'm going to order a longer one. Or maybe the problem is that this arm, but I don't want this arm there because this is not as flexible as this gooseneck. That's what we call it, gooseneck mount. Let me look at the time. Okay, it's 2:15. Okay, 2:15. So let me see what's on the. I put all this stuff away. Oh, so David, you missed it. Anyway. Anyway, let me show David real quick. Anyway, this is the other thing. Like I said, I ordered. So this is for converting a computer power supply into a bench type power supply. Like I said, I didn't want to butcher old computer power supplies if I needed them for. So I bought this guy. So this one, I'm gonna make a video on this one and try out. I'll probably try one of these radios. Hook this up to that, and then that hooks up to a computer power supply. But right now I'm using a wall wart for this one, and for my small scan I'm using wall warts. You see how all these wall warts are for. One is for this one, and one is for this one for this scanner. So I'm gonna test it out with one of these, and then of course this CV is hooked up to this power supply. So I want to try it. I want to try this on a computer power supply and see if I get But of course these are fine with the wall wart. I don't mind. I was thinking about using this. Okay, let me move this out of the way. I can. Gooseneck. Let me move the gooseneck out of the way. So really like this, even though this one has also well, this one has the battery too in it, but eventually, if I pick up another radio or a CB or something or old car radio, I don't have to butcher an old power supply. I just use this guy and and it should work fine. So let me see. Anything else going on right now? I'm just gonna clean up here a little bit. So that's why I came out, just to hang out for a little bit, and then. So I'm debating what I want to do. I want to either have a 2-camera setup, one here, and then of course one here, and that's gonna require OBS most likely. Because it's with the YouTube webcam, you can't do more than one. You can't. I wish they would have had a way to implement that, where you could do like multiple cams. But unfortunately, they don't. The webcam setup on YouTube, you can only do one webcam at a time. So you need something like OBS or some other which is okay, which is good. But sometimes it could be a little, I want to say pain because I use it on my gaming channel a lot. I use the OBS setup there because I have it hooked up to the game. Hello, Andy Cowley. How's it going? Hello, brother. So, like for example, on the gaming channel, retro gaming channel, I have a game capture thing device. I hook up my console to it, so I need OBS. So I have this game source on the screen on my desktop, and then I'm on a small box. That works. But for here, I may have to do that. I may have to do something like maybe. That's kind of put the webcam, hold it there. When I'm trying, it doesn't work for me. It's not working for me. So I have to figure that out. Let me pick up over here. Hey, he popped up. And then I have an unboxing that I have to do the next couple of days for a small radio. I just got it a few days ago. It's a Gradio. It's a small Gradio. The company's Gradio. It's a small radio. I'm going to do an unboxing, and then I'm going to use that for a few days. And then I'll make a review on that radio. So I just received it a couple of days ago. I believe it was today's Thursday. So I received it on Monday, I believe. It's been 3 days already, so I need to get going with that video. And I received one a couple of days ago. This is for FM transmitter / okay, why did I go over here? FM transmitter / it's like it's a CD player, FM transmitter. It also has, what was the other feature it has? There was another feature that it has. It's a Bluetooth speaker / anyway. It's a product they sent me. I said, y'all look at it. Because I'm gonna make a new playlist for that stuff. It's gonna be product reviews. And not necessarily gonna fall into shortwave radio category or anything like that. For example, like other electronic devices. Because I don't want to. The thing about reviews, the thing about products like that is that usually the same makers that have radios, but they also want to review stuff. Like some people, you know who they are. I'm not gonna mention any channel. Some people review flashlights, and some people review, which is good too. I noticed that the flashlights, some of those flashlights are very good. That's good too for emergency stuff. It's good to have, So I might look into that too. I know CountyCom has all that stuff. They have not only CountyCom makes radios, but they also make. I know they make good flashlights. They also make. I know they make watches. They send Jules a nice watch. They make watches. And there's also, I'm open to that too. Yeah, if I want to review something like that, because there's so much radio content you could do. But then, I don't want to quote. I don't want to use that word like the other day when I said redundant, but I don't want content to be redundant. And that's one thing I don't want. I don't want like posting reception videos all the time, and then that's okay when you want to show that radio in that particular, how it's work, if it's, how it's working. But I want to be over and over with the same station with the same radio over and over. It just doesn't, for me, it just doesn't work. I don't want that. I don't want to do that. So I'm open to other stuff. It's like your channel, evolves over time. When I look at my first video, my first video was just reception video using this radio. All right. And that was fine and dandy. That was fine. But you can only do so many reception videos. Then it gets So, then like I started doing, then I started doing talking videos where when I bought my first vintage radio haul, and then that video did better. So there's an audience for all that, There's an audience for all that. Not everybody's gonna. I don't think not. It's not everybody's gonna be. Not everybody's gonna watch everything you put out or like what you put out, and that's fine. You gotta accept that. That's just fine. And of course, I have my live streams where I talk to you guys. People ask questions. I had a question the other day. Let me look for. Actually, I wanna. Let me. Okay. Let me look it up. Actually, reminded me about that too. And I like to answer those questions here while I'm on. So I just gotta keep looking at the time because it's 2:25. I gotta keep watching the time. I don't want to miss picking up my son from school. He'll be very angry at me if I'm late. Let me see. Which is the wow, I have to go back. I think it was the I'm trying to remember which one was it. I think it was the MLA 30. Okay, that's what it was. Was it the MLA 30? Okay, let me go to home. He asked me a question about the MLA 30, and I want to answer that question now. Okay, I'm trying to find the exact video. Let me see. I'm going over here. You know what? I'm just going to have to search it. Okay. MLA 30. I want to answer this question directly. Yeah, I think it's this one. The outdoor roof setup. Okay, let me that because I want to answer his question. Let me go down here. Let me read his. Trying to find the comment. Okay, so right here the question is. I want to answer your question. I didn't answer it then, but I'm just gonna answer it. Okay, let me move this console out of here. I want to talk about that. And talk about that for a few minutes. 10 Freddy's flop 2 days ago. Question. He asked me, "Hi, how does this antenna compare to a long wire antenna?" So he's asking about the MLA 30. So I answered. What was my answer? It was a long, convoluted answer, I believe. Okay, so here's a long answer right there. So I want to touch on that because I get that question. Quite a few times. MLA 30. Where is the MLA 30? Right here. MLA 30. Of course, this is a loop antenna. All right. Okay, this light is really bright right there. MLA 30 is a loop antenna. So he's asking me about how does it perform. Long wire antenna. I can tell you any long wire antenna, end-fed, will actually perform. It can perform better than the loop antenna in terms of like, especially if you don't have a noisy environment. If you have the space for it. Like I had the space for the end-fed. It's a great. A long wire is a great antenna. People have been using it forever. Since the beginning of a good old-fashioned long wire can be very good. Okay, if it's not noisy, it happened to me when I had my end-fed pointed in another direction, going from the chimney and going down that way, and I had the box up here instead of having it was kind of noisy sometimes. I guess because I was closer to That's more of the they call the E field or electrical thing. But a long wire antenna is very good. Okay, why? Oh, that was my alarm. So a long wire antenna is good. I mean, if you have the space for it and it performs well, then hey, I would just you don't need a loop. But some people do need a loop antenna because they live in an HOA. They live in an area where they don't have a lot of space, or they live in a high-rise building. You live in a high-rise building. You have a balcony. You're not if you live like on the 14th floor on a high-rise building, you're not gonna be able to throw a long. Well, you can. Some people I know some people that throw a long wire down but it's not practical. You can't really do it. So you don't have a choice. You're gonna need a loop antenna. Okay. And of course, in my case, in any case, when the long wire is already fixed, my long wire is actually going from north to south. It's a sloper. Okay, so the low part is on this part of the yard. It goes all the way up to the tree. It's a sloper, and it's about 82 feet of wire. On the top of that, on the top, what they call the apex, the top of the sloper, it's about 35 feet off the ground. It's on a tree branch. Okay, it's fixed. That's it. Okay, I cannot move it around. It's just fixed. So whatever picks up is going to pick up on a fixed direction. That's it. And I can't put it any other way. I cannot go, like, for example, east or west. I don't have the space for it. My yard is narrow. It's a long piece of land, but it's narrow. So that's the only way I can, Okay, so there's disadvantage and advantages. Long wire is good when it's working well, and when you have a nice spot for it, yeah. But a loop antenna is you can rotate it. Okay, I'm gonna wait for the ad. It's about 15 seconds left for the ad. Let me just wait till the ad goes through, and then I'll continue. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And wait for the ad. Okay. And all right. And then the ad starters up. You skip the ad. Yeah, so the long wire. Yeah, I have a 9-to-1 unit, Glenn. On the long wire, what wire do you use? What do you use? Yeah, I have a 9-to-1 onion. Okay, it's a onion, not a balance, but it's an onion. So it's just one wire going all the way up to the tree. Then over here I have a ground lug, and that goes to the ground. I have a ground stake nearby. Just actually, it's not even a ground stake; it's a copper pipe that I hammered into the ground. So it's a 9-to-1 onion. That's what I have. Okay. And it works very well. It works well. I mean, and also the long wire is the only antenna I can use to transmit. You cannot transmit on this. I cannot transmit on this loop. There's a receive loop only. Okay. I'm gonna turn off that light over there because it's really shining the MLA 30 silver foil. And I'm gonna turn on this light over here. So I'm answering his question. If the long wire works for you, then that's good. I mean, I need my long wire for my transceiver. That's the only antenna I can use to transmit. You cannot transmit on this receive loop. You cannot transmit on this. And they do have loops that you can transmit. I don't own any of those. But my antenna that I used to transmit is my NFET. Okay. For the loop also, like I said, if the environment that you have it up on is not, in my case, right now, the way I have it set up, I don't get much noise. I have it further away from the house, and I have it up on the tree. What happened, the mistake I made before, I think I had it this way going into my roof. And then if for some reason it was a little more noisy, but the way I have it set up now is pretty good. I went down all the way down to the long wave band. I heard VLF, went down to this very low frequency. I heard on the end fed. So that's telling me the noise floor is a lot better on where I have it now. If I were to, I can't do it anyway, but if I were to go the other direction, it probably won't be so, it'll probably be a lot more noisier. I don't know. But it's working out so far. But some people, you don't have that luxury. You don't have you don't have the luxury to put up a long wire or a dipole, or then that's when loops come in, loop antenna. They don't take up a lot of space. Like I say, HOA. If you live in an HOA, you can put it in the attic. A loop antenna, you can put it in an attic. If and I've seen people use loop antennas in the attic. You can do that too. People put it near the window. You can do that with a loop antenna also. I recommend this. You have it outside. Have it outdoors. But, if you have a balcony, you can put it in a balcony. Okay. So, in terms of performance, the long wire you're always going to get more gain on the long wire. But also the signal, again, you're going to get more gain on the long wire, but also on a loop antenna, you might not get a bigger gain, but you're going to get a cleaner signal. When I do it, I haven't done one in a while. I should do one with the way MFA have it set up now. I should do a comparison with loop antenna. Maybe I'll do the MFJ, MLA 30, and the NFED the way I have it set up now, and do a comparison so you can see. Of course, the NFED is going to win in terms of gain. It's going to win in terms of gain. With a loop antenna, also another thing about loop antenna is directional. Okay, for example, if I have my loop east to west and getting some noise source, I could null it out. I could turn it 90 degrees and null out the noise. Also, you pick up other signal. Like for medium, it's very directional on medium wave. Not as much as shortwave, but medium wave, it is more directional. That's another thing. It's very directional. So you could just, if I want to listen, I want to pick up stations along, right? So right now it's east to west right now. Okay, I can pick up, whatever, But if I want to listen to, I could turn the loop, and now I'm north to south. Okay, so it's very directional. That's another thing about having a loop antenna. It's very directional. And of course, with the long wire, it's fixed. I cannot move the long wire around. I don't want to say I'm stuck, because that's the only way I can, but okay. So I hope that answers your question. 10 Freddy's flop. So it's not that one is better than the other. Although a long wire, if in a good environment, or in any environment, you're always gonna have more gain with a long wire than a loop. Okay, and also and that's because another thing is depending on what band you want to listen to, if it's cut at the right when it's cut at the right length, in other words, long wire, it most likely will outperform a loop antenna in terms of gain and stuff like that. But the loop antenna, because I was skeptical about it. I'm going to be honest, I didn't know nothing about loop antennas a few years ago. When I came back to the hobby, I didn't know anything about loop antennas until I started watching other YouTubers, and they were showing their well broke, and they were talking about the well. I was like, wow, is this really? And I said, I'm going to look into getting a loop antenna. And then the first loop antenna I bought was the MFJ 8086. because before that I didn't have one. I had the end fed. I had another long wire going. I had like 200 feet of just a copper wire going down. No balance, no nothing. And at that time they were pretty good. They're good. They're good. But when I had my loop, and I was like, wow, I noticed the noise floor was a lot lower. Not cleaner signal. The gain wasn't as high as a long wire, but it was a lot cleaner. Okay, because in the long wire, yeah, I get a higher gain on the signal, but I also get a higher noise floor. But with the loop, that wasn't the case. And when I would do the comparison, you see, when I had to switch back and forth, I had to also lower the RF gain on the long wire. Every time I switched to the long wire, I had to lower the RF gain. Especially the lower band, like the medium wave band, I had to lower the RF gain because it was just, it was just the end fed was, you had to really lower it down. So it's a lot of gain. It has a lot more gain than a loop. So, but I love this. I love the loop antenna. I also like it because I can travel with this. Long wire is kind of different. A long wire is very difficult to set up. If I'm going to visit somebody, they might not have a place so I can put it up, or if you're in a hotel room with a balcony, you're not gonna be able to, loops. This was kept. This actually saved the hobby. A lot of people saved the hobby. Like the Wellbrook did save the shortwave hobby. A lot of people would have said, "Oh, I'm sick because of noise." Same thing with the MLA 30. This is saving the hobby for some. Having a loop antenna because they don't have no choice, with either HOA or they just live in an area where they just can't put a long piece of wire, a dipole or end fed or whatever, inverted B or whatever, inverted V, excuse me, B, not inverted V. And you're gonna have a choice. You're gonna have to get a loop antenna or vertical. But again, a vertical is also you need a place to mount that, and so a loop antenna is most likely what you're gonna need. Especially in an urban environment like here, I have a backyard. I'm good. But if I didn't have a backyard, then the only option I would have is to use a loop antenna. And I tried. I even tried the mini whip. Mini whip is a smaller one right here. I tried the mini whip. Looking at the time, I gotta get ready in a couple of minutes. Actually, I have a mini whip. This is an older mini whip. Didn't work for me. It was too noisy because this is omnidirectional. Okay, this is not directional. The loop is directional, and this is an active antenna. You need power for this, but it's omnidirectional. And the problem is I get noise. I get more noise. This is directional, so I could null out the noise source. Okay. So your antenna, your environment is going to determine what antenna you're gonna be able to use. You understand? Your environment. In my case, I'm lucky that I have a little bit of space here that I can put an antenna up on end fed. Although I had to do it incognito because of the that tree is actually on the city of Yonkers property. So, but nobody hasn't. I gotta make an anniversary video on that actually soon because I want to talk about that too. Yeah. Let me see over here. I'm gonna go pick up my son in a few minutes. I'm gonna leave the feed open because I was just gonna shut down the feed and then come back but I'll leave it open. I mean, it's up to you guys. Only 4 people watching, so I don't know. It's up to you guys. I'll leave it open. Or I'll end the stream right now and then I'll come back later and so. And hello, Douglas, via Amateur Radio and more shalom. Hope you're doing well. And prayers for Israel. Yeah. Anyway, I'll come back. I'm gonna just leave this stream open. Let me lower this desk. Hopefully I don't knock anything over. Let's see if I can lower this down without hitting anything. Put the chair there. I'm gonna put the radio on.
A Satanist, etc. to being
You find a frequency where I could
the most Constitution supporting person and an avid Christian. But that person can tell you exactly what changed them,
let me put this right here.
happened, and how it happened.
How about that? Hey, people are really angry at CBS News. Just like I sensed this morning, their coverage was way too pro-terrorist. And not anything is too pro-terrorist. It's too pro-terrorist.
So that's WABC. Oh, I got a contact. Just like that, I got a contact. Oh, wow. Okay, I got to do this quick.
Right now on Twitter, it's trending CBS News, and they put news in quotation marks. Barbara, I think you had one other point.
Yes, I do. Anyone that supports this barbarism, by the way, does not ever deserve respect, because they, supporting the barbarism to that point is horrendous. And my point I wanted to just say today is that
247
for every American to be on their knees in prayer for Israel and for our world and for civilization, to go to our churches, to
okay, let me Roger that.
to
Okay,
pray with our family at home, to ask our priests.
Roger, let's go.
When our country was in dire straits at our founding, Benjamin Franklin told the Constitutional Convention that he said, "If
Oh my God! Come on, Roger.
His notice, is
there you
it
go.
possible an empire can rise without God's aid?"
I want to put this in me, and then I got to walk out that door.
True. And those of your listeners who, like me, happen to be Catholic, will want to take their rosary and pray earnestly. Back in 1571.
All right, Norway. Here we go.
A massive bloody battle, and the Pope had
request confirmation
around the world to pray the rosary. The battle was the Battle of Lepanto off the coast of Greece.
Let me just verify here.
The opposing forces were Christians. All
right. I'll be right back.
Spain and Italy.
It'll be like about 10 to 15 minutes. Sorry. I'll let it play. And I'll pick up my son from school.
Over the Mediterranean Sea,
2 blocks away.
in a position to attack Europe. But in spite of being vastly outnumbered, the Christian forces won. And we pray to Mary to intercede for us, just as the Catholics did back then in the Battle of Lepanto.
I love it. Thank you so much.
Oh, what's wrong with the focus now?
The sparrow in the Empire.
Come on, don't do that.
I love it. Hey, Bob Menendez is in even more trouble. Yeah, the senator from.
Oh my God, what is with the focus, bro?
Be right back with that.
Greg Kelly.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Are you putting your retirement savings in
Why
a
is it doing that
401k
focus
or
like
IRA?
that?
Then I have one word of advice. Stop. You've been lied to by
Okay,
the Wall Street
there you go.
cats who get paid whether you
Be right
win
back.
or lose. They say risk your life savings in the stock market, but studies show people who follow that advice will outlive their savings by a staggering 10 years. They say max out your contributions to 401ks, but the man who invented the 401k now says it's a monster that should be destroyed. They say defer paying your taxes to retire in a lower tax bracket, but retirees who fell for that lie are paying higher taxes than ever. Now get a free report exposing the wealth-killing lies you've been told, and discover the proven retirement plan alternative Wall Street fat cats hope you never hear about. You can get guaranteed competitive growth every year and tax-free retirement income. Get your free report now at bankonyourself.com/plan. That's bankonyourself.com/plan. bankonyourself.com/plan. paidforbygovernment.com. Did you hear? A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 50 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-473-3993, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-473-3993. Call now, and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-473-3993 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-473-3993. If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
This fall, get it all in a new 2024 Mazda CX-5 from Ramsey Mazda, starting at $29,942. Choose wisely. Choose Ramsey Mazda. Goya is proud to support all law enforcement on their selfless protection of our communities. Here are 3 easy steps to make empanadas at home with Goya Empanada Dough. Open the Goya Empanada Dough package, add your favorite filling, and bake to golden crisp perfection. Find Goya Empanada Dough in your grocer's freezer section. If it's Goya, it has to be good.
Music can make you laugh, it can make you cry, and it has the power to soothe the soul. Experience the power of 5,000 years of music as Shenmue Symphony Orchestra returns to David Geffen Hall at Lincoln Center. Exquisite Chinese melodies and celebrated classics performed by Grand Symphony Orchestra, October 22nd at 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Order your tickets today at shenmue.com. That's SHENYUN.com.
The Greg Kelly Show is sponsored by GovernmentAid.com. This is the Greg Kelly Show.
Yep, and I'm sorry, Bob Menendez, the superseding indictment has just come down. There's a superseding indictment that's like everything in the last one plus this. And he is accused of acting as a foreign agent for Egypt, the government of Egypt. And I said it didn't involve his girlfriend. It looks like this very much does involve his girlfriend, Nadine. So that's the allegation, acting as a foreign agent, and this might be tough for him to remain in the Senate. It's one thing, okay, accepting cash, but acting for a foreign government, you know, that's like almost akin to spying. And that's really bad stuff. Just an allegation, but it's a serious. And can they keep that, you know, can they maintain that risk? Can they take that risk having a foreign agent hanging around the U.S. Senate? Probably not. Oh, by the way, he throws around that accusation pretty carelessly himself, Bob Menendez does. Listen to what he said about President Trump on the floor of the U.S. Senate in 2019. 2019, what was happening? Well, Donald Trump was president, and this guy, I mean, how about that, huh? Donald Trump, of course, never charged with being a foreign agent, and this guy just was. Take it away, Bob. 2019, Bob Menendez.
To know the facts, not the latest spin dropped by Rudy Giuliani. The facts. The American people deserve to know who they elected to be their president. They deserve to know if he's in fact putting America's interests first. And they deserve to know if Donald Trump is, wittingly or unwittingly, an agent for the Russian Federation.
Hey, hold on a second. Didn't this guy say something about facts? He just makes all these dark questions with all kinds of ominous overtones. Keep going.
Congress must carry out its constitutional duty to fully and thoroughly investigate where the facts lead. That's why we must protect the integrity of all oversight efforts, including the objective, sober investigation still being conducted by Robert Mueller.
Oh, yeah, that was a juicy one.
Push for his final report to be made public.
Yeah, and it was. And it showed the opposite of what you guys wanted it to show, all right? The guy was clean but something really clean, all right? He was that clean. And as for you, Bob Menendez, the U.S. Attorney just notified us of this. From at least in or about January of 2018 through at least in or about June of 2022, including this spot where you just self-righteously were talking, in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere, Robert Menendez and Nadine Menendez and a bunch of your friends willingly and knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together and with each other to have a public official, to wit, Robert Hernandez, act as an agent of a foreign principal, to wit, the government of Egypt and Egyptian officials, required to register under FARA. And you did not, and you're in violation of Title 18 U.S. Code, Section 219. Well, that sounds like he's in a lot of trouble. I got to go in a moment. Sal in Staten Island, yeah?
Hey, I'll hit you rapid fire. It was Michelle Marsh on CBS.
Yep.
And also, it was confirmed, as you said, by the FBI that in the Arabic extreme Islamic Muslim communities across America, they were dancing in the streets. Also, I want to say there's a special place to help all those animals to kill babies. And ironically, it's not a coincidence, Craig, that it's on the 50th anniversary of 1973 Yom Kippur War.
Thank you. I got to run. I want to take more calls. TJ in Brooklyn, hello.
Greg, great to talk to you. It just is really, our governor and our mayor, we support Israel. Yet they have these Sunni and Cooney professors leading this absolute garbage tomorrow, and they do nothing about it. Adams has to go to Israel to learn about anti-Semitism. How about firing the professors that are the cause of a $5 million lawsuit that other people are suing Cooney for their anti-Semitism? It's a disgrace.
Well, you know what? If I were the mayor and I had a city employee who supported the Ku Klux Klan, you better believe it. I would be looking for any legal way to terminate that professor's ass. And I think the same should be done for these crazy fools who are supporting terrorism, dangerous fools. And they're hanging around our kids, too. Rich, hello.
Hey, thanks, Greg. Thank you. Hey, look, you mentioned CBS. Well, it was disgusting this morning. It was so bad that I wrote down what I was seeing.
Yeah, what did you see?
Okay, so there's two parts to CBS News in the morning, 6 to 7, 7 to 8. The 7 o'clock part calls themselves CBS Mornings, but the 6 to 7, it's just the news with that little red-headed weather guy, the cute Scottish guy. And they open up with a man standing in an empty street who said that two Palestinian young men were attacked by 3 carloads of Jews. And what do they show? They show a looped clip of a police car parked in front of Bank of America. Then they quickly flash to 2 young ethnic-looking men, Mediterranean-looking, talking to each other on the sidewalk.
All right, hold on a second. Hold on. This was at 6 in the morning, you say?
Yes, this was at the 6 o'clock morning, the 6 to 7 news.
All right, so hold on. That's the local news. I want to track this down, all right? I want to see what you're talking about, and it totally resonates. I think you're, I've seen that kind of crummy, lazy reporting a lot. Hey, Rich, I appreciate you telling me about that. Wait, you're in Pennsylvania, so I don't know. We don't have that local news here, right? He's got another version of it. All right, thanks. I'll see you later.
Welcome to the Fast. This is New York's talk leader, the crown jewel of talk radio. WABC New York and 107.1 WLIR Hampton Bays. News first at 59 past the hour. 77 WABC News starts now.
77 WABC News, first at 59 past the hour, 70 degrees, overcast skies on this Thursday, October 12th. Good afternoon, I'm James Flippin. All New York City police officers have been ordered to show up to work tomorrow in uniform, regardless of rank and typical responsibility. This amid the potential for global demonstrations in a call made by the former leader of Hamas. NYPD Commissioner for Intelligence and Counterterrorism, Rebecca Weiner, appeared this morning on Fox 5 New York.
Seen, social media postings, and when we see these postings, it's really important to take them into context. What's happening overseas is absolutely atrocious, as we all know. We see those images, and in New York City, so far, we have not seen reflections of violence.
The NYPD also stepping up security at all of its precincts and assigning additional cops to monitor entryways and parking areas at the station houses. In Brooklyn, 18-year-old Brian Dowling has been indicted in the stabbing death of 32-year-old Brian Carson, a Massachusetts native who was a known activist for progressive causes, as well as efforts aimed at stopping the opioid epidemic. Dowling allegedly stabbed Carson to death in Bed-Stuy on October 2nd, early in the morning, as Carson was waiting for a bus with his girlfriend. On Capitol Hill, House Majority Leader Steve Scalise is looking to lock down the votes he'll need to become the next Speaker of the House. The Louisiana Republican must convince at least 217 members of his own party to vote for him on the floor. But a small yet decisive number of conservatives opposed to Scalise are currently blocking his path to the Speaker's gavel. Some prefer Ohio Rep. Jim Jordan. The White House is urging Republicans to figure out a solution in terms of selecting a new speaker. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre.
What we're seeing is certainly shambolic chaos that we're seeing over there on the other side of Pennsylvania Avenue, and they need to get their act together.
She says there's a lot of work that needs to be done on behalf of the American people, talking about issues including aid for Israel, aid for Ukraine, not to mention another government funding deadline that looms in mid-November. Staying with issues impacting Congress, more legal trouble for U.S. Senator Bob Menendez, New Jersey's senior senator. A new indictment charges him with being an unregistered agent of the Egyptian government.
Federal prosecutors in New York City have rewritten their indictment against Senator Bob Menendez and his wife to charge them with conspiring to have him act as an agent of Egypt and Egyptian officials. The superseding indictment, which was filed in Manhattan federal court, says the conspiracy occurred from January 2018 to June of 2022. The new charge comes just weeks after the New Jersey Democrat and his wife were accused of accepting bribes from 3 New Jersey businessmen who wanted the senator's help and influence over foreign affairs. The couple has pleaded not guilty. I'm Shelley Adler.
Talks between Hollywood studios and the Actors Union are suspended after negotiations broke down yesterday.
The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers, which represents the studios, said the two sides were still too far apart. The strike has been going on for 3 months, as actors want a 2% cut of revenue from streaming shows, a number which studios say is unrealistic. The Actors Union, SAG-AFTRA, also wants safeguards over the use of artificial intelligence. I'm Mark Mayfield.
There was a celebration yesterday in Richmond, Kentucky, as officials marked the completion of the destruction of the chemicals weapons stockpile in the U.S.
Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear made the announcement.
Today, our nation and the American people are safer because the hardworking citizens of the Commonwealth of Kentucky delivered.
The last weapons were destroyed at the Bluegrass Army Depot in Richmond in July. The depot had been home to over 500 tons of chemical weapons since the 1940s. I'm Trey Thomas.
The New York City Department of Transportation is urging people to avoid the Brooklyn-Queens Expressway this weekend. Part of the roadway will be closed for repairs. Beginning overnight Saturday, motorists will see all Queens-bound lanes of the BQE closed from the Atlantic Avenue entrance ramp and the Manhattan Bridge exit ramp. Also, Staten Island-bound lanes will be reduced to just 1 lane of traffic.
You know you make me wanna keep my heels up and down.
Rudolph Isley of the Isley Brothers has died. TMZ reports he passed away yesterday in Illinois. It's believed he suffered a heart attack. The Isley Brothers began performing together in 1954, and 5 years later they released Shout after signing a record deal with RCA Records. The Isley Brothers were introduced into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992. WABC News Time, 3:04, sports, weather, and Wall Street, next.
Coming up at 3:55 p.m., listen to Rudy Giuliani for the Tamala Towers Foundation Mayor's Final Thoughts on 77 WABC.
The everyday. It can be ordinary, routine, But at White Plains Hospital, every day is anything but. It's the day the most advanced technology helps pinpoint a cancer diagnosis, or the day our renowned physicians perform life-saving cardiac surgery. No day is an exception to being exceptional at White Plains Hospital, which is why we're among the best hospitals anywhere that just so happens to be here. To learn more, visit WPHospital.org, a member of the Montefiore Health System.
Take it from Margot. Discover high-quality groceries at Christini's. Now available for online delivery on Instacart, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. Get organic produce and premium products delivered straight to your door. Order now on your favorite delivery app or ChristinisSupermarkets.com.
77 WABC News. Accurate reporting right on your device. Download the 77 WABC app.
WABC News Time 3:05 in sports. There's some controversy swirling around the MLB playoffs. It involves some bad blood between the Philadelphia Phillies and the Atlanta Braves. Philly slugger Bryce Harper was doubled off to end Game 2. Braves shortstop Orlando Arcia reportedly mocked Harper in the clubhouse, and through a reporter, that got back to Harper and the Phillies. He then homered twice yesterday and stared down Arcia each time. It's opened up a debate about locker room access and what should or shouldn't be reported. The Diamondbacks, by the way, are waiting for whoever wins that Braves-Phillies NLDS, and on the AL side, the Rangers and Astros will square off in an all-Texas matchup for the pennant. On Wall Street, stocks are in negative territory. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is down at 199 points. And here's your forecast from the Ramsey Mazda Weather Center. Today, sunny, calm. We're near our high at 70 degrees. Overnight, partly cloudy, 50 below. Tomorrow, sunny, 65 the high. And then Saturday, you're looking at heavy rain at times, a soaker of a weekend. WABC News Time, 3:06. Rudy Giuliani show next. Andrew Giuliani filling in. 70, overcast in Midtown. I'm James Flippin. The news never stops at WABCRadio.com.
Rudy Giuliani.
Well, Andrew Giuliani, again today for a third day in a row, filling in for America's mayor. I actually, just about 10 minutes, got off the phone with my father, with America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who promised that he will be back tomorrow, and he's looking forward to joining you again tomorrow, especially after a few more days of this war, this terrible, terrible defensive measures, let's call it, in Gaza. Now we know that there are 1,600 Israelis dead, 27 Americans have perished, dozens more Americans being held hostage, hundreds and hundreds of Israelis held hostage. And one of the things as a matter of fact, I had a breakfast this morning at Trump Bedminster, at Trump's golf course in New Jersey. He's not there, but that's where he ends up staying when he is in the tri-state area, normally for the summer months. He's back down in Mar-a-Lago now. But as I was driving back in and found out that I was going to be hosting the show today, I between listening to Curtis Sliwa on WABC, I tuned into Anthony Blinken's press conference. And I thought he struck a lot of the right tones for most of that time, but I kept on thinking back to the fact that Blinken's initial reaction, what we saw, his initial reaction being that he thought that there should be an immediate ceasefire. We're talking about Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, which really means whenever you see ceasefire, what it means is Israel does not have the right to go into Gaza in this particular situation to defend themselves. These are defensive measures that they are taking because they need to root out Hamas, and they need to make sure that there are not going to be follow-up attacks. Dad also had some very interesting things to say about tomorrow's Global Day of Jihad. So you want to hear that message from America's mayor. So maybe we'll hold that for the mayor's final thoughts, because I think that would be very appropriate considering it comes from America's mayor and the guy who, while I'm biased, I think is was the greatest mayor, not in the history of New York City, but of our country. And the numbers don't lie there. I may be biased, but the numbers don't lie. But getting back to Blinken, I thought he did strike some of the right tones there. Let's go to cut 10 on Blinken. Cut 10.
I'm standing here today alongside our Israeli friends and all those who reject terror to help find the glimmers of light, even in this moment of deep darkness, and to make clear that As long as there's the United States, Israel will never be alone.
Okay, so that's probably what he should have said Saturday night, right? That's instead of the ceasefire, which was we don't believe that Israel basically should take defensive measures by going in this counteroffensive in Gaza, he should have said that, saying the right thing. Now, whether he backs it up or not, I don't know. This was very poignant. Let's go to cut 11 on Blinken.
So we did see photographs, videos that the Israeli government shared with us. Some I think has actually already been seen in public media. Others were new to me, and I think new to our team. It's hard to find the right words. It's beyond what anyone would ever want to imagine, much less actually see, and God forbid experience. A baby, an infant, riddled with bullets, soldiers beheaded, young people burned alive in their cars or in their highway roofs. I could go on, but it's simply depravity in the worst imaginable way.
So that's somebody who obviously is really struck. I don't think he's acting there when he talks about this particular issue. Whatever political differences we may have, and trust me, we have vast political differences, especially when it comes to this issue, because I don't think this is his gut reaction. I don't think this is where the Secretary of State immediately goes with regards to Israel, and I'll talk about that here in a few short minutes. But the reason why that is important is if Israel is going to do this the right way and really root out the future threats to its Israeli citizens and to make sure something like this does not happen again, this is going to legitimately take time. It's going to take time to actually root out Hamas in these areas in Gaza because they have built up tunnels and it's going to be very difficult. It's not just going to be as easy as going in on a bombing campaign, which, by the way, also has its risks because you have civilians in there. We can talk about whether or not it's worth going on a bombing campaign where you know civilians are actually and what that means.
Alrighty, back.
How quickly that ends up turning against you when you have an administration in Washington, D.C. that I would say, while they're acting pro-Israel right now, certainly everything that they have done over this administration and
I went to pick up my son
administration
from school.
Anti-Israel, which is
Hey, where's Danny? He's back now.
Opportunity
Sorry about that.
to be able to fund groups like Hezbollah and Hamas. Now, let's go into where I think Anthony Blinken and the Biden administration really.
Sorry about that. I went to pick up my son from school, 2 blocks down there. You seen the video? It's 2 blocks down from my house. So, you know, picked him up and I changed him into his house clothes because he was in uniform in school. And he asked me, "You want to snack?" He snack. He said, "I don't want to snack right now." I said, "Okay." Sorry about that. Yeah, because I didn't want to end the stream and then start another stream. So I said, let it play. So thank you everybody for for being here. So let me go down the chat. Hello, Dwayne Trivet. Yes, I'm here now. I put my watch on. And Todd J. Rittel. Hello. From Edgemont, South Dakota. Oh, okay. Pretty cool. And hello, Autism Radio.
Okay, first and foremost,
Oh, Todd, you're autistic. Oh, okay. Welcome, Todd. This is the first time I see you in the chat, right? So anyway, welcome, Todd, to the chat. Yeah, I'm listening to WABC. I just put that on because then that would be dead air. And I made a contact over here and on 10 meters FTA. And he's a Norwegian contact. I mean, I'm gonna go to the. Let me see if he confirmed my. I don't believe I have Norway under. Let me see.
I was not involved in the foreign policy whatsoever.
No, I don't know if I have Norway under my country list.
strongest accomplishments.
Let me go over here. Let me just set this up real quick.
And one that I am most proud of are the sanctions and the retightening that he ended up doing on Iran after Obama ending up.
Yeah, I was watching a video last night actually. Ringway Manchester. He's like a radio. He has like a radio channel. It's a big channel, and he was talking about the Marine Band, a Marine Band radio. And I want to listen to Marine Band. So let me. I'm gonna let this one scan the Marine Band. Let's see. I'm just gonna put them. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna do it here. Marine Band. Let's see if I can scan the Marine Band. Why not my belly? My belly. I'm letting you scan. See if I can hear anything on the Marine Band. Because I want to hear boating traffic. Today's a nice day. It's it says it's 57 degrees. It feels like 60, 70 out there. Feels like 70. So it was a little warm. I want to hear marine traffic. Let me go to maritimetraffic.com. Excuse me, marinetraffic.com. Because I want to hear some marine traffic. So this is marinetraffic.com. Let me put it there. Let me just show you guys marine traffic. I put it there. Okay, let me transmit there. So this is marinetraffic.com. So this is where I live. I live in Yonkers, New York. Let me zoom in a little bit. Okay, and right now we see there's like a pleasure boat. If I click on it, no, it's a tugboat. Okay, it's a tugboat. Move it over here. So right now it's a tugboat. It's pushing ahead and towing. Okay, so right now it's moving. I'm scanning the marine band, see if I can hear one of them on the radio. Okay, this zooming thing is not cool. Let me move this phone out the way. I'm sorry. It's just this zooming thing is. What is going on now? That my thing. My cameras. Okay, let me put my phone over here. I'm trying to organize here. I got too much clutter here. Okay, I'm sorry. Let me just move it over here a little bit and point it to there. Focus. So right now, that's boat that's near. It's actually quite near to my house. So it's called the Mary Alice. This boat is docked. I think that's docked. Let me see. Yeah, it's moored. When it says moored, that means it's docked. See, it's not moving, no speed, no nothing. So that's another tugboat. It's called the Ruby Coast. So there's one tugboat here in Ludlow. Ludlow is about I'm gonna say I'm gonna say 3/4 of a mile from here. From my house, Ludlow is 3/4 of a mile. Okay. So that boat is moored. So that means it's on a dock or something. And then this boat, that's a police boat. I know that. Okay. On a pilot vessel. What is a pilot vessel? That was a police boat. Pilot vessel. And it must be anchored because it's not moving. So right now I'm scanning the let me see if I have it hooked up. Let me try the airbag first. Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Airbag. Let's see. Oh, no wonder I don't have my okay. Duh. I need to hook up my antenna to the switch. I didn't do that. Duh. Yeah, we make these dumbo mistakes. So I have to let me locate my antenna. This is why I need to do the switch thing. Okay, I need to locate the antenna. Yeah, not. Okay, what the hell fell? Oh my God, are you kidding me? Oh, my webcam fell. My second webcam fell on the floor. Sorry. Okay, where is that wire for the end fed? Right here to this one. Okay, my bad. I didn't have the disco hooked up to the switch. But I usually disconnect it because I haven't been getting the hum on there. Remember I told you about the hum? But so far so good with the humming. I think the transformers in the let me test it on the airband. Maybe this one. Let me see which one. Let me check out the marine band. Okay, that's the. Let's see. This one is the. Okay, so this is the. So it's number 2 is excuse me. Number 3. Okay, let me hold it there. Okay. I want to confirm if it's okay. So number 2 is the switch. Number 3 is the. Is going to my small scanner. I wanted to confirm. I didn't have the. Okay, so this is airband. So I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna switch it to the marine band. See if I can pick up anything. So let me switch it to the marine band. I'm gonna put the volume all the way as high as I can. So it's getting the marine band. I hear something. I heard.
Can you check how 30th Park car reports that the school bus wasn't able to travel down well because the vehicle parked partially in the roadway? I guess this bus was.
But I think the marine band also picks up Yonkers police. So right now it's on 156, 150 megahertz. Yeah. So that's, I mean, even though it's in the marine band spectrum, that is not. Yeah, that is definitely not boating conversation. Okay, so that is that boat. And then this is the one that I was trying to. So, because Ringway Manchester talked about that. He made a video on that, and there's a receiver for that. It's made from, I think it's Reticus or Retevis. I forgot. I have to look it up. I think it's the RM21. Let me look it up. I'm going to look up that. It looks like an interesting handheld marine band radio. Because I that's one thing I want to listen to. I want to listen to boating traffic. I heard a few, but it's been a while. I haven't really tried it. So I figure I'll try it out. I'll try it for a little bit. And using the site like marine traffic, it gives you an idea where the boating, all the boating activity is going on. Then there's another one down here, but that one doesn't show up yet. Some of them, they don't show up. All right, so look at my ugly mug. You could look at the marine traffic. Sorry. I'm trying to monitor this one down here. This is by the Bronx. So that's another tugboat. Navigational status. Underway using engine. Okay. So right now I'm monitoring marine traffic. See if I can pick up anything on the marine band. I know there's other stuff. There's other frequencies that you can find them. Jill's made a video on that. I need to look into that too. That's on HF. Right now I'm doing, this is VHF. On HF, there is some, it's like NavTech, where you have to decode the message. So let me zoom out. like the bigger boats. Like for example, the let me see, what is this one? That's see, this is Brooklyn. This is Manhattan, Staten Island. So these are the ones that are out in the lower bay. It's a little a little distance from where I'm at. Let me see, what are these? So these are container ship. This is a container ship. This one right here is a container ship. Because over here, this is the Hudson. This is where I live up here. I live right here in Yonkers. This is where I live at. Let me zoom down. Elm Street, South Broadway. So I live somewhere around here. And, right now, not much going on here. A couple of, tugboats, and that's it. This tugboat, and this tugboat. Anything further up? No. So you can see the Hudson River goes all the way up to Albany. Okay. All the way up to Albany. That's the Hudson River. So, of course, the Hudson River is, from my house, it's about a mile away. About a mile away, give or take, to the Hudson River. So I could also pick up New Jersey, New Jersey State Police and all that. So right now, nothing, no radio traffic right now on the Marine Band. So no radio type traffic. Oh, as soon as I said that, I hear this. I put it on hold, see if anybody talks on it. Definitely somebody keying up. That's the Marine Band. 150. What is it? Sorry, 156.025 is what I'm listening to now. Of course, nothing there. Just somebody just keyed up, and that's it. Oh my God! What is it? Oh, if I go, oh my God, these ads. Anyway, so that's because I remember last year. I remember one of the chat members asked me if there's a website. So of course you can monitor airplanes with flight radar and all that. Boat traffic. Anybody have a suggestion for railroad type? What is that?
5-7. I'll be near to 6 Weaver Street. It's going to be a large amount. I'll follow. 1527.
Okay. Let me check radio reference. I think also the thing is that on that band, I think also Yonkers Police or Yonkers Fire Department falls under that. I'm going to check on radio reference, actually. Let me check on radio reference. Radio reference. DB. Let me check the DB. Browse, right? The map. So this is radio reference. For example, if I want to locate that frequency, I'm going to look it up actually right now. You go to radioreference.com, you go to browse. Let me go back so I can show you. If you go to radio reference, you go to RR, right? And you go to browse. See, you got a little globe. I like this way better. I'm used to this way. Because they revamped this website. I live in New York State. For example, Autism Radio, you live in Massachusetts, right? So say you live in Massachusetts right here, yellow. Now, I don't know why they have this green and yellow, and some of them are gray. I don't know why that's the case. Maybe they don't have frequencies. I don't know why they do that. But I live in New York. Okay, and mine is green. I don't know. I have to look that up. Why is this green? This one is yellow, and this one is gray. I guess maybe the number of frequencies. There's a lot more frequencies in New York State than there is in, for example, Montana. Probably not much to listen to in Montana, but New York definitely there's a lot to. So I click on New York. Now I got to go to my county. I live in Westchester County. Okay, so I click on that. I can go through the entity that I want to go through, or I could just scroll down. So I'm going to scroll down, and that is what 150. Let me lower this right now so I can see it. 156.025. So let's look for that. I'm just going to scroll down and look for it because I want to look at the other stuff anyway. I can just search it, but you can see a lot of this stuff is you can listen to. When it's FM, that means FM narrow. That means you can still listen to it. It's analog. It's not digital. It's not encrypted. You can still pick that up. Okay. I know P25. I believe you need a decoder for that. I know Mario DX, I mentioned it the other day. There is a decoder for that stuff. But most of the stuff you can still listen to. FM narrow. Okay, that's the mode. So this, for example, right here, the first ones they're showing is law enforcement, right? So you have like Westchester County Police, Westchester Corrections, Fire EMS is right there. Okay, you see some of them are actually on HF. Okay. Should I say VHF? Should be VHF. And let me scroll down. You got services here. This is like OEM. Hello, Radio ID Scans and other. I hope you're doing well. I just came back from picking my son from school. I'm just gonna be on today just for a couple of hours because I just want to just talk, and I showed a couple of things earlier, a couple of stuff that I received in the mail. So I'm just sitting here talking. So this is a service like what county DPW. That's like Department of Public Works. That's like DPW usually like sanitation. Okay, anything like sanitation, garbage pickup, public works. See if that's public works. Okay. OEM, of course, is Office of Emergency Management. It's analog. You see here, emergency operation. That's just for Westchester County. Now I live in Yonkers. So you got Yonkers Police. Of course, this Yonkers Police, they all P25E. Okay, so Yonkers Police, I think this is recent too, last year or so. No longer can listen to Yonkers Police. So that is definitely not Yonkers Police. Plus the frequency. Yonkers Fire, you can still listen to. Yonkers Fire Department. Yonkers EMS. You also have the school safety. This is emergency management. This one is Yonkers DPW. Public Works. That's garbage pickup and all that once again. DMR. That's the mode for that one. DMR. Okay. Then you have another Yonkers DPW. That's just FM. Public Works. So they have two of them. Okay. Excuse me. You have Ardsley, which is a municipality north of me. It's further up north. This is what you got here. This is what you pick up in Ardsley. This right here. So Ardsley FD EMS dispatch FM, and you have emergency operation and police department backup. So that's what they pick up here. And then police operate on this system, Metro 25. Project 25 Phase 2. So right now, I'm trying to figure out what that frequency is. Because I'm monitoring the marine band to see if I can hear boating traffic in right near where I live by the Hudson River. But I'm picking up this frequency only. I'm gonna let it scan. I'm gonna let me take over the hold. See if another frequency comes in the meanwhile. So these are all municipalities in Westchester County. Okay, a lot of them are FM narrow, FM. Bronxville, that's another municipality not far from me. Bronxville, Barcliff Manor, Buchanan. Okay, Chappaqua. Of course, Chappaqua is famous for the Clintons. They bought a house in Chappaqua, which is a very expensive part of Westchester County. And they're on the ritzy side of the Westchester County. Houses there are a lot more expensive than here. And that's where they live. That's where they're from. Chappaqua, Cortland, Croton Falls, all that's up is further up north. Croton on the Hudson. But I don't see that frequency. That frequency, I do not see it. I'm scrolling down fast and I'm not even paying attention to the frequency I'm looking for. So that may actually come from New York City or across the Hudson. Oh, it could be across the Hudson. But right here, I have Hastings on the Hudson. I did pick up this police before. Hastings on the Hudson, which is further north from where I'm at. Hello, Jim's Radio Check. I hope you're doing well. I'm just on for a little bit. I've been on for 1 hour and 52 minutes. I went to pick up my son. I came back and I said, let me just go on today. Trying to get some viewing hours up. You know, with YouTube, you always gotta have viewing hours. Otherwise, they'll demonetize you. So I figure I'll come on today for a while. I don't have anything to do right now, and I'll be on for another hour or so we can talk about whatever. Answer questions or anything like that. So these frequencies, yeah. So that was 156.025. So I don't see it here. Irvington, I think I picked up Irvington before. Okay, Katona, that's further up. That's that's further up there. Okay, so you got that Larchmont, Mamaroneck. So I'm running out of places here. Let's see. I may have to check New York City. I'm not seeing it. I mean, let me switch it around. Let me switch it to me first. I'll do a find. Sometimes I could do find. It don't always work, but sometimes it does work. 156. 20 instances. 26 instances. Okay. Down 0, 2. Yeah, so it's not listed here. Because I did a find. You see. When I put the find, I put 156.025. There was no instances of it. So it's not from Westchester County. I mean, it could be from here, but it's not registered in it's not registered in radio reference database. So the next county will be New York City. New York City, so let me scroll up. I'll put New York City. Okay. Let me do the find. Type find, and I'll Right now, 0, 2. Nope, nothing. Nothing in New York City. So that frequency that's coming in, I have no idea what that's coming. Jersey is. The only problem about Jersey is that, let me see. Can I even check? Let me see. U.S. So New Jersey. If I know what New Jersey is, if I put New Jersey, I'm right across from Bergen County. I think I'm near Bergen County. Hudson County is further south. So it cannot be Hudson County. It has to be Bergen County. I'll show you. I'm trying to locate that frequency. And it don't sound like no cab driver type thing. So if I go out, let me just go back. Probably have to blow my nose. I'm sorry. Trying to locate this frequency. Why is it looking like this here? So this is New York, right? This is New Jersey. The Yonkers around here. So it would have to be Bergen. You hear that? You keep picking up something there. Bergen County. So Bergen County. So if I do find and put that
Time 14th of October 0600.
Let me see which one is that one. No, that's another one. Let me see if I can lock it. I'm scanning. And it might not be listed on this particular. It's one of these bands like the Marine Band. Marine Band is a very strange band for me because I don't normally I pick up boating traffic once in a while, but I pick up other stuff. Other I don't know if it's cabs like this one you just heard. I have no idea what that is. It's kind of interesting because I really want to know what that is. I heard like railroad traffic, like CSX. Because over here we got the CSX railroad. Now right near the Hudson, there's a railroad track. There's the CSX rail. There's also a Metro North commuter line, and also Amtrak goes by there. But I have no idea what this is right now. And when I did a find on there, nothing on that frequency either. So this is like really a mystery. What is that frequency? Until they do some kind of ID or confirm something, I want to have no idea what it is. So let me check the marine traffic now. Because I was trying to monitor the marine band and see if I could pick up boating traffic. Is there any way I could just refresh this? Yeah, refresh it. Okay, so now it's updated. Okay, so this is so this boat is still here. Tugboat. This one is moored. Is it moored? No, it's not moored. It's just floating there, I guess. I know this one is moored. I think this one is moored. Okay, that's just the port. Oh God, hold on. I clicked on the wrong one. This one. Underway using engine. Okay, so that's another tug. So moored means like they're docked, like they're tied up. When you go on a dock, you know how they tie the boat up. So it's not okay. There's no in there. So that's one. That's two. All right. So I have no idea what that signal is. No idea what that signal is.
Rudy, we're all secure, man. We'll be standing by. Ready to go when you guys are.
Okay, ready to go when you guys are. That sounds like they're moving. They're gonna move something. So that could be boating traffic or railroad traffic. And they talking like that with no, that's something when you listening to stuff like this, like in the Marine Band. Like I said, I heard railroad traffic on the Marine Band. I heard because on this scanner. Let me show you this scanner. Let me see that. I mean, they call it VHF high VHF. But I mean, I'm gonna look for it here for a minute. Oh my god! Oh yeah, with the video. I hate these ads that you go over it and they just start playing stuff. So annoying. Really annoying ad. Really annoying ad. Oh my god, drove me nuts with that. There's some ads like when you go over with the mouse, it start playing. Yay. What's up with this guy? Just can you hear me? I'm trying to get the Green Man. Same guy. He's on today. So Marine Band. Frequencies. Let me see all the rows they have. So they have this website. I'm showing you this website. Again, I'm not really familiar with the Marine Band, so anybody knows about the Marine Band. So I stumbled across this, right? So you have so it's usually from 156. Yeah, so that it is scanning the bind it is scanning up to 150. What is it? I believe no, these are NOAA. This is NOAA. No. I think it's 157, 156 through 160. So they're showing some of the so the one I'm listening to, one I picked up is no, not this one, excuse me. 0.002. And I'm not getting anything locally on that. But you hear it once in a while, it comes up, and they were talking about when you're getting ready to move. So I don't know if they, that sounds like they're gonna move something. Either they're gonna anyway, so I know people say, well, when you listen to the scanner, there's not much going on. But right now, not much going on this one, but you can pick up stuff. I picked up. Okay, here you go. I picked up railroads on that frequency. I'm looking at this table here. It sounds like it could be port operation. Maybe they're about to move one of those because when I looked at marine traffic, it's showing a couple of tugboats nearby here, and they're not far. That dock is 3/4 of a mile this way, so it's like a 20-minute walk 15-minute walk. About 20-minute walk from here to where that dock is at. For me, it's about 20-minute walk. So 20 minutes. So it's not far. It's not far away. So that's what's coming in for that. All right. So now we're done with that subject. All right. So 2 hours in. 5 people watching. 11 likes. Thank you. And Jim's radio check. Hello. Yeah, I did. I came on earlier because I was just I'm not unboxing, but I picked up a couple of things. So one of them is this gooseneck webcam mount, because I'm thinking about using this so I can point the camera up here. And I bought this from Amazon. I received it today, so I'm thinking about incorporating this into the live stream. Either put a second webcam and start using OBS, because the Google webcam, you only could do one webcam at a time. You can't do multiple. OBS, you could do multiple. So maybe I'll start streaming with OBS, and I have multiple. I have one pointing to the radios, and I have one, of course, pointing to my beautiful mug, my gorgeous face. Or whatever I'm monitoring. I can have it pointing to one screen pointing here. Okay. But the problem is this one is 25 inches long, but I have to see how can I position it, or get another one, get a longer one, and use this one for the basement, because I also need one for the basement when I do my radio reviews. Because right now, when I do a radio review, for example, let me put this down here. Let me just click this right here. Problem is, when I do radio review, I have a tripod. I have a regular tripod, and I put my phone there, and I have to be around the tripod to do the review. It's not working for me. A couple of times my belly hit the tripod and ruined the shot. So I need something overhead, something like an arm, where I can mount the phone. And my hands are free. And my hands are free, and I can make my review. But because I've been doing this for the last few years, I use a tripod with a phone, but it's not working anymore. I don't like it. So I'm trying to. Yeah. So that's why right now, like I said, I'm monitoring marine traffic and see if I can pick up anything today. And just focusing on the marine, because I was watching a video last night. Ringway, Manchester was talking about a marine radio. I started thinking, man, I need to monitor the marine band and see if I can pick up stuff. So I said, let me try that today. And so when I'm doing this, I'm going to monitor that band today. But I think, well, we'll see what they're doing. When I listen to the subway, the railroad traffic on the New York City subway, you used to the people talking with call signs and all. They don't do that. They just say, they're talking like whatever, on the radio. It's like, when you're ready to move, let me know. They're just talking nonsense. They don't hold conversations over that. I don't see. I never heard anything like that. Well, Mike, I got a cold sore right there. What the hell? But you hear all this chatter. So he was talking about this particular radio. I forgot what it is. Tevis. It's a handheld, it's a marine handheld. Excuse me. Let me refresh that. I'm going to refresh it. Let's see what's going on with this marine traffic. Yeah, so I'll hold on. Not much going on today, other than that. Just answer this. I answered a question earlier today too. So, and then of course I'll be back Saturday. I'm thinking Saturday. I like Sunday too. Sunday was pretty good, but of course I'll be on Saturday because I know he's not going to be on Saturday. And then there's the other webcam that I'm looking into incorporate. So I don't know. I'm going to look into it, see if I can put it there, and I'll start using OBS. OBS been working good for me on the gaming channel so far with this computer. So I think I might start incorporating here, and that way I don't have to point it to my desktop like this. I could just have it. I could be on a small box. I don't know. It's like some people like this live stream like this, but some people want to see it. They want to see me smaller. They want to see me disappear. So I'm debating which one to do. I mean, even if you make it smaller, I could always flip it back and forth. Eventually, I know Jules has one. Some kind of like it's like not really a mixer. He's like they just key up and don't say anything. Okay, the Marine Man is kind of weak right now. I thought I would hear something more. Yeah, so that's what I'm debating, whether to go with the OBS and have two cameras. I think it would be more interesting to have two cameras instead of just always looking at my mug in the background. Because I do show a lot of stuff on the computer too, so I could just, So you can leave that in the comments or put it in the chat right now. I don't know. Eventually, I think I really want to go the way of OBS and incorporate two cameras, and eventually I'll get the. It's like a mixer. That way, if you want to see a full screen, I can just press the button. I go into full screen like this. If I want to show something, I can just press the button. I go into the mode, computer mode, or whatever. If I want to show this cam and this cam, if I want to show more than one camera, I can just go button, show the other one. I want to make it more, interactive. That's what and also maybe incorporate a couple of things on the screen. So that's what I want to do. Those are like my plans for the future to do that. My retro gaming channel, it works well. OBS is working well. And I'm playing. I actively playing games. I don't get no hiccup, no nothing. This computer so far is pretty good. And I'm, I have my headset on and I'm talking and I'm playing games and I have fun doing it. So I really want to do that. To be able to flip back and forth. So I'll be in this talking like this for a while, and then somebody can ask me a question, and then when I'm showing something like that, instead of putting the camera there, because that's kind of old to just be showing the camera there, I'd rather just have it on the screen. I know for the webcam, there's also software that I can use that it can incorporate two things. But my thing is with OBS is the learning curve. The learning curve is the good thing about OBS is free. It's free, but it's a big learning curve to it. But once you really master it, you can do a lot with OBS. And they even have plugins. I've seen, like some of these live streams, some of these gaming live streams, they're very elaborate. They have themselves there. They have the chat the chat is inside the screen and all that. Some of them have like multiple chat, like not only YouTube, but I'll get like I could be on Twitch also, or yeah. Jim's radio check. Autism radio. Okay, you back. Okay, hello. Halloween's in 24 days. Halloween is in 24 days. Halloween's well, that's your title. I forgot. That is your title. Halloween's in 24 days. Yeah, that's a good point. Jim's radio check. The Marine Band could help a brother in distress out there if there is an emergency. Yeah, that too. I know the when Jules was mentioning the HF portion, uh, like for example, the same website, marinetraffic.com. When you look at the information on the boat, there's a number. It's like a long, unique number that you can go to another website and put that number on a database. Some kind of database or something, and they'll tell you. I think it tells you what frequency they're what frequency they're on HF. Listen to that. Okay, they're just keying and they'll say anything. So anyway, because you guys are not monitoring the marine traffic, so and it's scanning. I didn't hold it. I'm letting it scan to the marine traffic, marine band. Excuse me. But I know Joseph said when you search for that, there's a number, it's a unique identifying number. I forgot what it was. And it gives you like the frequency, I guess. I believe it's 156 through. Let me look it up. Let me actually, because I know it's just, I believe it's channels. Marine, how do we go? Let me look it up. Marine band frequencies. Right here. Let me put the US International. So it's from 156. Okay. Okay, I'll show you here on the Google. Because I'm using a scanner. I don't have a marine radio. The marine radio will be like channel 1 is 156.050, right? That's a ship transmit frequency, and then you got a ship receive frequency. It's right below the NOAA band. Okay, so it's 156 through around 160, right below the NOAA band, right here. This is the table. So the NOAA band starts at 162.550. That's where no. What am I saying? Yeah, channel 1. Okay, they got it broken down here like that. That makes sense. So it's around I guess the last frequency. Okay, wait. Okay, we're hearing something now. So yeah, so it will be, I guess the last channel is 87 or 88, whatever. 161.975. That's so it's 156 through 161 point, right below 162. I'm looking at these tables right now. 162. I think 162 will be the absolute. So 156 to 162 is marine band. So that's what I'm scanning on my my scanner, because I have a marine band. You got air band, of course. You can just scan the air band, and you have the same. I believe, Jim, you have the same scanner. This is the BCN, the BC355N, and then you could just I pressed marine, and right now just scanning the marine band. So this is like the way it's designated, I guess. So like for example, 157.50 is U.S. Coast Guard, right? Port operation, and then you have another port operation here, and that one that I'm listening to, I have no idea what that is. 0. 156. Oh, it's right here. Oh, no, that's 157. All right. Glenn Densler. Okay. Glenn Densler, just to complain to people who would understand, I would love to have a channel for telescope making and radio. I would love to have a channel. You mean you want to stream? Okay. But I only have 32 gig down and 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 gig is not going to make it. Upload 1.5 gig. Wait a minute, gig. You mean megabits? You mean megabits? So 32 megabits per second download. Because if you got 1.5 gig upload, then yeah, faster than me. 8 miles from me has 1 gig down and 500 up. Okay, so yeah, you got to be talking about 32 megabits per second download speed, 1.5 megabits per second up. Yeah, 1.5 megabits per second upload speed is not going to cut it. For 1080p, no, it's not going to cut it. Before I switched to the fiber, Optimum fiber, I had Optimum cable. I had 300 megabits download, 300 megabits per second download. My upload speed was, I think, 30 megabits. 30. It was 300 and 300 up, 30 meg down. And my live stream, my live stream was okay. It was good. That's enough. 30 megabits. So if you can get at least, even 10 megabits upload, that would be okay. 720, maybe you could stream on 720. Because right now, YouTube, you really want to stream at 1080. That's like the lowest, the standard now. That's 1080. You can stream at 720, but 1080 is like the absolute, I think, minimum now that people are streaming. Like, for example, I'm streaming at 1080. Can I stream at 4K? Yeah, I can stream at 4K. I mean, I got the bandwidth. For it, but I don't want to do that because, first of all, who wants to see my ugly mug in 4K? Number one. Number two, 4K is gonna slow down my. Okay, we're getting something now. We're getting a little something now here. Hold up. Let me just let me lower this thing down here because I can't see the frequency. I'm having difficulty seeing the frequency from up here. I think it changed. I think it's 156.150. So you see they're broken down into channels. So if you have a marine radio, you have channels. So channel 16 is the distress, right? Like I said, I'm not an expert in the marine band, so correct me if I'm wrong here. And the ad just came on. So if anybody's is very knowledgeable on marine band, let me know. So according to this table, it says that the marine band on channel 16 is the distress safety. I'm not picking that one up. That's not the one I'm listening to. It's not coming. It's just another one. But that is the emergency channel. Okay. And of course, it's they tell you right here. Allocation is international. So that's the international emergency or distress channel. Okay. So, and this is the United States, by the way. This is United States one. Okay. And of course, you got the NOAA down here. Canada has an extra one right here. Okay, these are receive only. And of course, we all know the weather bands, NOAA. And United States is called NOAA weather. We have 7 of them. In Canada, it's Environment Canada. That's what their weather bureau or organization is called, Environment Canada. So you can take your weather radio to Canada and you'll listen to the Canadian Environment Radio. Okay. I don't know of any other place in the world that has weather stations, like NOAA weather stations. Only U.S. and Canada. And of course, that radio, the D109WB, when you saw that video that the person was trying to demonstrate the weather band, the person was tuning the weather band, but you didn't hear no audio coming out of the weather band because there's no weather band in China. So that's why you couldn't hear anything. So I don't know in other countries what is the allocation of this. I don't know if that's just part of the VHF, whatever, or whatever is international. And it's kind of a shame that international, like Europe, for example, I figured the EU would have a weather ban for Europe. Like the European Union would have a weather ban type thing, especially Europe, all of Europe, Because I watch like Euro News. I watch all these international news channels, like France 24, Euro News. And sometimes Euro News, they show like the weather map and all that. They show the map of the Europe and the weather. Because the EU is European, like I said, European Union. It is now. It's been for quite a while now. It's like the United States. It's European Union, right? So, and they share most countries share the same currency, the euro. Yeah, I always wonder why they never had a weather ban. I just find that I always wonder that why they don't have a weather ban for Europe. European Union, you have a weather ban for that. It's just something to think about there. And of course, the red ones are United States Coast Guard only. Okay, so you got these frequencies on the so port operation, intership and port operation. Then you have government ones, United States government. And then you have and this one is probably the general. These are the general marine phone operators. So these are like general marine, boat. And then you have it here by column here, ship to ship or ship to shore. So that one that I'm monitoring, I'm trying to figure out what that is. Then you have commercial ones, like port operation here. But this one is designated and for this part of the. Okay, so you got that. Yeah, so Glenn Dantzler, I would love to have a channel for telescope making. That would be nice. I would watch it. Telescope making. I remember as a kid. I have a telescope right here. I have 2 of them actually, but this is the other one is small. The skinny. Is what brand is it? Oh, I forgot the brand. Mead. Yeah, it's a Mead. The other one is a Mead. They gave that to my son, but it's missing the lenses. But this one is a National Geographic one. We can see it. It's a National Geographic one.
Headquarters, Shield 42.
Put it up there. You can see it better right there.
So,
I have it covered. It has the covers on there. I have it covered, but
copy my last.
that one is okay. I bought that on sale. That one I bought it on sale at Sam's Club. It was on sale. It was like $49. I think it was on sale. Normally, it's about $100 I seen it as high as $150. It was on sale for $49. I guess they were clearing them out. And I looked at them and saying, "No, we don't have a telescope. I'm going to pick that up." It's good. It's good. Like for the moon, it's pretty good, of course. I seen a few. I seen Jupiter, Mars. Of course, over here, the problem over here is I have there's lighting. I have an LED light back there. Right now, I'm growing this tree. Hopefully, in a couple of years, that tree will shade that side of the yard at night. That'll be like almost pitch black. And it'll be better, Of course, over here, the front of my house, I have the street light, so it doesn't, with any telescope, you want to have a real dark sky. You want to be in an urban environment like this, it's kind of hard to look further than the moon, because the moon is right there. So it's not. But if you want to look at distant, like Saturn, Jupiter, I could do it, but it depends where it's positioned in the sky, and because over here, like I said, I got the light. But I remember as a kid, my brother was the one that got me into that. My older brother, Ronaldo, he lives in Puerto Rico now. When he had his first telescope.
Sorry, I'm going to be clear. I'll respond to the call.
We used to go outside in the backyard and we look at the moon and stuff. That's something we could do because it was middle of the city. And he had this book, and I read that book, and I was like hooked on it. I was hooked on. And then they had chapters on building telescopes, and they show some of the homebrew telescopes. Some of them were really elaborate, really big. There was one that they built it with the dome, like the what do you call it? Those observatories where they have the really huge telescope, and then the doors open and they can close. And somebody had like a backyard setup like that. It was pretty cool. So I was always fascinated by that. Man, that would be cool to have at home in the backyard. Something really big and elaborate. My own space observatory. I remember there was one when I first I started. One of my contacts has that in his property. He has a big. I don't know if I think he built it. He built an observatory. I forgot where he's from. I don't know if he's from Texas. One of my contacts on QRZ, and when I make contact and I went to QRZ, I went to his QRZ web page, and he has an elaborate telescope. His own observatory. In like a small building, and I think he charges people to go to his I guess he has like a few acres. And I remember now, I think he built his. I think he built his. Beautiful, big. It's like a small building, and the rooftop kind of opens up, and a humongous telescope. And I think people pay. People go. I think he opens like in the summertime and the spring. His property, and people go there, and they and I think he has a couple of smaller ones that he has them out there, and people could, which is pretty cool. It's in his property.
Myself and 33 will be clear from Maple. We're going to be bowling the area of Duck Pond. A possible sighting of that subject earlier today or yesterday. Simple.
Okay. What frequency is that? That's interesting. That. I'm trying to see if it's listed. It's not listed in this table. That frequency I just came on. 156.150. Wow. Let me just do another. Yeah, it is that. It's the same right there. It is Marine VHF. Yeah, so because that's why I have it scanning. It's just I have no idea what that is. And of course, in marine traffic, I'm checking to let me refresh it. I'm thinking that could be that one of those boats, one of those tugboats. Let me put it back here for a minute. Okay, focus. Focus right there. Okay, my chair is making all this noise.
3-9, you see the guy across the pond? Yeah, just 4. It's possible. It's hard to tell from here.
Go like that. Let me see. The focus. All right. Let me see the details. Let me check that detail stuff. See, all this stuff doesn't show because you have to sign up for the website. That's why it's not showing all this stuff here. And of course, we get all these ads. Oh, Jesus Christ. Let me see if they have anything here that could shed light. It's this number right here. That's the number that Jill's was talking about. That's if you put this MMSI number, there's another website. I have to check out his video. I believe if you put that in, it'll tell you it's an HF frequency that sometimes but that one you have to that's more of a nav tech on that frequency. You have to decode it. But it's not much information you get out of that. You know, it's just a lot of it is he mentioned, I think it's like they practice distress or something like that. So that's a number, the MMSI number. I didn't want to register for this website. I'm going to register and see what's the benefit of registering, excuse me. So right now, there's nothing going on here. It's just everything is all on the dock. And what's this? Jellyfish. Oh, that's a pleasure craft. Okay. Yeah, a name like Jellyfish. So I guess the person's name is probably Jill, right? Jellyfish. And there's always a sea wolf. What's that sea wolf? Pleasure crab. Okay, another pleasure. Sea wolf. And this one is Seeger 53. Seeger. Yeah. Oh, but you could. I mean, you know, with 32 gig, you could still you could still upload videos. I'm thinking about live streaming. Glenn, you can still upload videos 1.5 megabit per second. It just takes a little while depending on how long your video is. Because I think I understand the yeah. So if you were to just upload videos, it takes a little bit, 1.5 to upload a video. Depends on how long your video is gonna be. You could record your videos at 720p. You can do that. My phone now, this phone, I can record at 1080, but my previous phone, from a couple of months ago, I was uploading at 720p for the videos, not the streaming, the videos. Yeah, so it was just 720p, but 1.5 megabit per second, you can still upload videos. It just takes a little longer though. You know? Yeah, so you should. I would try it. Upload a video. Okay. Yeah, I would try it. Have you tried to upload video before? Yeah. Have you tried uploading videos in the past? Because I don't know. I don't think you don't have anything on your channel, right? You don't have videos on your channel. I would start with just uploading a video. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be the most. My thing when you upload a video, I mean, because I think there's channels out there. I think they have some channels out there that they talk about somebody building telescopes. I'm gonna close a couple of things here. Let me close this. Let me close this page. Go back over here. And let me go back to my mug. Yeah. Oh, Jim, you're here. I forgot Jim. So Jim, I was talking about earlier that I bought this gooseneck thing for the my webcam. I want to see, but I don't think I'm gonna use it for that. I'm gonna save that for. But I also bought this. This is from Amazon. So this is for example, like I was saying earlier, I have quite a few computer power supplies. If I want to use it if I buy another radio and it doesn't have the, of course right now I have two power supplies. I have one for the G90 and I have another one for the CB radio, but I don't have an extra one now. So with this, I can use a computer power supply, hook it up here, and tap into and hook up. Like for example, if I buy a car radio or another radio that doesn't have a 12-volt source. Like my scanners right now, they don't have both of them have wall warts. You know what? I'm gonna stand up. Oh, okay, so Glenn Dancer, not since I retired. I uploaded when I was at work. They belong to my employer. Okay, so you don't. Okay, so you want to make your own? Yeah. So I would start with because just uploading videos. Even if it's 1.5 meg, you still be able to upload a video. It's just that it might take depending on how long the video is, depending on the video quality. Of course, all these videos, the ones that I make, these are all MP4. The phone does it automatically. The video MP4 or H.264. So you see, I got the Jim. I don't know if he's still there. So I bought the gooseneck for the webcam, but I don't know if I'm going to use it here. This one is 25-inch. I'm probably gonna get another one and then take this one downstairs for my radio reviews or product reviews. But Jim, I don't know if Jim is still there. So this is why I bought this too. So you hook up your ATX computer, because I have a bunch of power supply, but I don't want to cut all the wires and bundle them up together and make my own. I don't want to. So I bought this. This is $7.99 on Amazon. And you just hook up a computer power supply. And then now I can use it for example, I can use it for this one. My Yesu. I'm going to test it on this one. Actually, I saw when I make the video, I'm going to test it on this one. I don't know if I'm going to use it for, that's one thing. I don't think I'm going to use this for, I'm just going to listen, just to listen to it, just to get both to listen. But I'm not going to use this for a transceiver and transmitter. No, I'm not going to do that because according to the specs, this can handle up to 150 or 125 watts. But I'm of course I'm nowhere near that. But still, I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this specifically for if I run across another radio like this, a scanner, and I don't have this one came with the wall wart, so I'm okay with this one. This one also comes with the wall wart, so I'm okay. But if it didn't come with the wall wart and I needed the just the red and black wire, 12 volt, I could use this with the computer power supply. And like I said, I don't want to take my computer power supply. I don't want to cut them and butcher them because I might need them. I might need it one day just to put it back on another computer. So that's why I think this is a good option. Like me, I have a whole bunch of computer power supplies. I don't want to butcher them and put, and then this, I'm gonna add another 43 seconds. Of course, this one, you can build an enclosure for it if you want, 3D print one. But when you put this on the table, make sure it's not a metal table or anything, because otherwise you're gonna short it out. This is wood, so this will be fine if I put it there or wherever I use this. But this is a good option rather than butchering up your power supply. And it looks much neater. You just put in the ATX there. It has an on-off switch here. There's a switch here. It has an indicator light when you turn on the switch. And it even has fuses. So you got fuses for each one. Okay, so if it overloads, the fuse will go out. That's it. It's not going to damage your equipment. The fuse or the circuit breaker. So I think this is a good option. So I'm going to test this out with, I'm probably going to do it with one of these radios first. Or the CB radio. I'll test it out with the CB radio. Because right now I'm using that little power supply for this radio. But, I can test it out with this. And see. And then I'll make a little review on it. And, like I said, I bought this at $7.99. It's pretty cheap. And also like if you see here, they look like banana plugs. These are not banana plugs. You cannot, the only way you tap into it is by unscrewing this guy. Okay, you unscrew it. And then you put a spade. You could put a crimp and a spade connector to your wire. They call it a spade connector, or eyelet. You can just take this out and put the eyelet. Or you can wrap the wire around it, like I did with that one. I just wrapped the wire around it. But you cannot use banana plugs because it doesn't work. And I've seen people change these actually. Unsolder these and they put banana plug ones. But this is good for a desktop. What do you call a bench power supply? You need one on the pinch. You use this board with it, and it works fine. It should work fine with it. Alrighty. Yeah. So right now I just went dead. So let me see what other band I can scan right now. Let me try a different band. That's Airband. Actually, I'm gonna try the high 806 to 956. That is I had a little too loud, sorry. I hear Sky pages and stuff like that. There is some public services. Danny Markle, oh, you're talking to yeah. Yeah, and that's not the price of telescopes. I remember when I was a kid, I remember telescopes were a lot more expensive. I know like this particular telescope, when I was a kid, it was a lot more expensive. So, you know, if you wanted a bigger telescope, you know, it's actually cheaper to buy a good telescope than build your own. Now, only because of price, you know. Like I said, this particular telescope, even though I'm doing well, and hello, Daniel Mark LeBlanc. Hope you're doing well. So yeah, I see that not too many people building. I'm gonna read it anyway because I know you, but I just want to read it because it sounds very interesting. Not too many people are building their own scopes lately. I made a 12-inch Dob 13 years ago, and I made my first 6-inch Dob back in 1982. I grinded my mirror both Dobs. That's pretty cool, pretty impressive. Dobsonian, right? How you pronounce it? Dobsonian. I had trouble pronouncing that. A Dob. I know what a Dob is. Yeah. So Dobsonian. That's the way you pronounce it, I think. Dobsonian. Anyway, that's pretty impressive. You made your own. Wow. But I think for me, it's just I remember growing up while looking at those magazines like Edmund Scientific Magazine. I remember back in 1978, 77, 78. I remember as a young kid looking at those catalogs. I used to be drooling looking at those telescopes, the Celestron, like they have one that you mounted on the table. It's a wide one, but it's a small one you put on the table. I always wanted one of those. I was like, but those things were like $700. They were very expensive. You know, $700, $800. They were very expensive. Way out of my, you know, of course, you know, we were poor, you know. But I remember that. I was like, wow. I was like, well, I would love to have. I gotta blow my nose. I have a like itchy nose right now. I just have to blow my nose, but I have a small cut in there. It's like itching right now. I have the air. Let me see my air. Yeah, my air filter's on. Air purifier's on. So yeah, wow, that's cool. So Daniel Mark LeBlanc, yes, building your own is really not economical these days. I agree. So many great commercially made scopes out there and very affordable. Yeah, that's what I noticed. Yeah, because I know, like I was saying, when I remember a young boy looking at these catalogs, I'm like, man, even something like this was very expensive. I bought this on sale for $49. And I could see I could see Jupiter. I could see the moons of Jupiter. I could see Saturn, rings of Saturn. Of course, in my case, it's just the area. I have a lot of light, street light here, and on this I have a street light LED. It's very bright. I have a small area where it's pretty dark, and it's very. I have a limited field of view, and that's what I'm trying to say. For telescope, until the tree over here and this side grows a few more feet, maybe another. I'm gonna say another 15 feet. Then I can see this side of the yard, blocking out that street light at night. It comes in at an angle and it's very bright and it really ruins this area for the telescope. I'm not in the middle of the boondocks. I have street lights that I gotta contend with. So yeah, let me put it like this a little bit. I'm kind of going in and out. So yeah, it's not very economical. Yeah, they are a lot more affordable now. And something like this, back in 1977, would have been a few $100s at least. Of course, that one is with carbon fiber. For the tube, they use carbon fiber for this one. Now you have, and of course, you also have now computer control, which is another nice thing now that some people want. They want to. This one doesn't. I don't do that with this one, but I'm saying, I would like that. My son wants something like that with computer control. He doesn't want to, because I'm trying to get him involved in that. Not really trying to get him involved, but they have the Stellarium app. So I told him, oh, that. He went out there. He said, "What's that, Papa?" And I said, that bright one is Jupiter. That's Jupiter." He said, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, Jackie, look at the Stellarium." He goes, look at it, and he starts seeing all the celestial bodies and all that, and he's fascinated by it, and that's good, because I was the same way when I was his age. I was very fascinated by it. You got so many kids out there. They're like, my son is he really periodic table of elements. He was interested. I bought him the crystal table of elements. So every so often he quizzes me. He said, "Daddy, what is the element dy?" And dy, I'm like, I don't know. He's always quizzing me about that. And he's getting interested in science and all that, which is good. I like it. It's good for a child his age. He's 8 years old. He's interested in science, which is good. That's what you can ask for a child, to be interested in that stuff. And in my case, I grew up without a dad. My mom. Well, my mom, she very limited education. She didn't know any better. She didn't even know English. My mom. So it's hard. It's hard when But with him, he doesn't have that. He doesn't have to worry about that because I'm a geek. We're all geeks. My wife is a computer science major. We're there's geeks. So, yeah. Yeah. So, all right, let me lock that one out because that's just. Sorry, mouse. Where's the mouse? Okay, so so it's not economical, and Glenn is talking to him. Also, you also made one too, Glenn. Okay, you made a 16-inch knob. You broke it down to 3 sections. Today, all the young people want tracking and photo with computer control. Yeah, it gets spoiled, Now, like I said, when I was a little boy, and I would look at a telescope like the Celestron, they weren't computer controlled. They weren't computer controlled. So, Yeah. Yeah, telescope, radio ID scan. Yeah, we're talking about telescopes. You can talk about whatever you want to talk about. You want to ask anything, that's okay. So Daniel Mark LeBlanc, then I almost have as many telescopes you have radios. Wow, you have a lot of telescopes then. That's a lot of, man, you have a lot of telescopes. Man, I would love to have a, another thing I'm looking into is metal detector. I want to get a metal detector. I always find that fascinating with metal detectors. I browsed a couple of channels, metal detector, and because when I go on vacation, sometimes I go like to the beach, and early in the morning, like before all the people, like as soon as the sun come up, I see people out there with the metal detector, scooping up the sand and just sifting it, and sometimes they find something really nice, and I there's a channel that I browsed a couple of times, and he was always finding interesting stuff, coins and jewelry and things like that. And I was always fascinated with the metal detector. And we're getting up there. We need, that's a good exercise. And go out there with the metal detector, walk along the beach, or walk along and it's a good exercise. You just walk through the beach and do all that stuff. Yeah. Oh, you love metal detectors? That radio ID? That's cool. Yeah, I like that. It's very fascinating. It's very fascinating. I want to get one. I'm looking to buying one. And when like for example, we're on vacation, and maybe my son and I we could go on the beach and look for stuff, try to find stuff. It's pretty cool. Geek out on metal detectors. Yeah. So Danny Margo, Dan, what is the scene like in your place? It's not that great. That's the problem. That's the major problem. I have one spot because my backyard, and you see videos on it. I'm surrounded by trees, so the trees take up some of the view, but they also shade the street light up there. So I got it. But on this side of the yard, down there, there's a street light that just comes in, and it ruins like half of my yard. Okay. Like most not half about half of my yard, the street light ruins the if I want to see any deep space stuff, no. Because of obviously the street light, and all these street lights are all LED. They're very bright. So it ruins that. So I have one spot in the yard that I have a limited field. It's dark enough that it's like pitch black almost. And there I can, anything is in that particular view. At that moment, I can get a good. But that's the problem here is light. We have too much light. It's too much lit over here. Of course, I got the street light in front of my house. If you saw the video, I have a street light / transformer. Everything's shared in one pole, and it's very bright. And then there's another street light right up there. And at the end of the street, there's another pole with another street light. So I have a limited field. Years ago, when I first moved here, around 8 years ago, I had a big tree back here, and I had to chop it down because it was thorny and it was a annoying tree. I regret it kind of now because that tree would have blocked that street light, and it would have been pitch black this whole part of the yard. I would have got a better, you know. But I don't regret chopping that tree down because that tree was I don't know the species of the tree, but when it will flower or bloom, it will litter my whole yard with those. It looked like snow. Literally, it looks like snow out there. It will clog up my gutters all the time. I hated that tree. So right now I planted what kind of tree is it? It's an oak tree. It's growing. It's about right now. It's about let's see. It's growing pretty fast. It's already a couple of years old. It's already up to 5 feet. I said a couple of more years. Maybe it'll accelerate. Maybe it gets to the point where it can start blocking that street light. That's what I'm hoping. Because I really want that part to be. Sometimes I just want to take a slingshot and blow up that street light. Okay, don't do that, kids. Kids, don't do that. That's vandalism. That's vandalism. Don't do that. Because I want this area to be dark. Then I can, So that's the problem. Is light. That's the biggest. When you're looking at a telescope, when you're looking through the telescope, that's the biggest. What do you call it? Enemy is street lights or bright lights. Really, you can't. So that's the problem that I have here. But I whenever I can, I try to use it more, especially in the wintertime. It's cooler now. Because in the summertime, my son don't want to be out there because the mosquitoes and all that. I don't blame him. I don't like to be out there either. Especially after July, we start getting a lot of mosquitoes. Not a lot, but enough that they do annoy you. So most of my stargazing will be in the wintertime or in the fall. Like now it's cooler at night. I could take it out there. That one came with a phone mount and all that. I could put a phone right on it. It has a mount that you can put the smartphone on it. I could put my phone and take photos and all that. So I have to see if I can. Maybe I'll just do one of the moon and get a real up close picture with the phone and see how it looks. That's another thing I always wanted to do: astrophotography. Take pictures. So I'm sure you guys do that, right? Astrophotography. You take photos and all that. Yeah. And hello, MyRadio DX. Yes, I'm also a geek. Yeah, we're all geeks. We're all geeks. So, Glenn, you was on a scaffold collapse. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, that's why you haven't. Yeah, I can imagine. While freelancing for a government agency, okay. Yeah. Where I used to work at Kawasaki, they were like that. They were very unsafe. And the managers there, they used to rub me the wrong way because they wanted me to do certain things that I knew they weren't safe. And I refused to do them. I said, no, I'm not going to go out do this. And it's not ergonomically, it's not good for me. I'm going to get hurt. No job in the world is worth getting hurt over. That's the same company that I hurt my elbow when it was 2008. Because they were rushing. Instead of me doing, they were trying to double my quota, basically. So I was loosening bolts underneath a train, a rail car. I was, you walk underneath, there's a pit. You walk underneath the pit, and there's a panel right there, electrical panel, and I was under, and my elbow just popped. I felt it pop. I was trying to break the torque for the bolt, popped my elbow, and couple of years, I couldn't even comb my hair without, I was in pain. I tried to get workers' comp and all that. And my supervisor never did a report on it, nothing. Really, it was a real. I don't want to curse now, but he really ruined it. And I learned my lesson from that day on. When the minute you feel something, it's not safe, don't do it. Because I was overdoing it. I was trying to rush because of the quota instead of taking my time and do. Because I kept telling my supervisor I only could do one car at a time. Because a lot of wiring. It was a lot of wiring that I had to do. Plus taking out that panel, I had to wear the Tyvek. It's called Tyvek, right? It's a white suit you have to wear, and I had to wear a mask. I had to put because it's filthy under there. It's all that nasty debris from the subway tunnels. So all nasty stuff in there. You come out there filthy, and taking out the panel, and you had to access the wiring. It was a modification we had to do. And I was rushing because I was doing we were doing 2 cars a night instead of 1 car a night. And I kept telling you, I can't do 2 cars. A lot. That's a lot of, that's a lot of work with 2 cars. And one that hurting my elbow. And I learned my lesson from that day. I said, never again. When the minute you feel any work ever you work at, if you feel that it's not safe, don't do the job. You want to fire me, but I'm not doing the job to get hurt. I'm not going to get hurt doing the job anymore. No, I'm not doing that. No money's worth that. Finally, it healed. After 3 or 4 years, finally, I don't get no more pain in my elbow. I had to shut it down. 3 seconds. Hold on. Let me get the ad. I'll wait for the ad to come on. All right. I'm just scanning the 806 megahertz up to 956, 806 to 956 megahertz, the top of the scanner. I was doing marine band earlier, but I only heard a couple, 1 or 2 people, and I don't know if it was a tugboat or something. So anyway, that's why I don't no more. When I work somewhere, so the Kawasaki, same company, Kawasaki, second time around. They wanted me to work, lay underneath on my back and work on a panel. I'm not doing that. You're crazy. I'm gonna hurt my arm. I'm gonna hurt my elbow again or my back because of that. I said no. So I told them I'm not doing it. And so because normally they're supposed to put the train on an elevated track where you could stand there and work on it, not lay on my back and work. It's ridiculous. Come on, So I refused it. I said no, I'm not doing it. So right there, that was one of the things but I learned my lesson. I said no, I'm not. No amount of money is. I see people get really hurt because they were cutting corners. And that type of job, and on the train track, there's 600 volts, 3rd rail. You step on that rail, you're dead. You'll get cooked. And, but I always was careful, except for one night. One night, I was like a dummy talking on my cell phone, not paying attention, walking on the tracks. And the train right there's like, the train literally 25 feet away, rolling slowly. He honked. Like, move. Because it was on a rail yard. I'm like I was white as a ghost. Never because those trains are very quiet when they roll. It's just subway cars in New York City. It was about maybe 25 feet away from me, maybe 30 feet. He just went, the train operator was like, what the hell? Like, move, get off the track. And you're just talking on the phone, blah, 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 blah. Never again. I said, no more. I said, when I walk on the track, no more phone. Put the phone in your pocket. And that was it. In other words, he could have run me over. I wasn't paying attention. I could have been ran over by a train. And that's it. That's all it takes. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. My brother's like that. My brother Eric is like that. He's very unsafe. That man has so many accidents. He broke his arm, broke his ankle, broke his leg, gash on his head. He does all these. He's clumsy. He's very clumsy. But that's why I say. I say no job. No. I don't. We're not worth getting hurt for any job. Nope, not me. No job is worth my health. None. Let me try another band. Let me see what's on 25 to 28. Oh, WWV. 25 megahertz. Oh, what? No. Okay, hold on. I didn't want to do that. I locked it out. I didn't want to do that. Sorry. Let's try again. No, you know what? Let me turn it off. I want to see if I can listen to it here.
To celebrate or support Hamas, New York has the largest number of Jews living outside.
Keep pressing D. That 5 button, if I press it once and it double presses it. I don't know why it doesn't. Okay, here we go. $25 megahertz. I know why it's sounding like it's coming in and out. Wow. $20 megahertz. So 25 is coming in and 20 megahertz is coming in. The MLA 30. Let me see what else I can. Wow. What is going on? Yikes. Got interference. Wow. Ah.
Visitar todos los países de las Naciones Unidas. Perú fue tu primer destino, ¿no? Y en principio era solo por un año para trabajar en una ONG.
Bueno, estaba en un hogar de niños, familias desestructuradas.
Radio Exterior de España.
De la pobreza.
17855.
Verlo en televisión y bueno, entonces ahí también cambia un poquito.
Coming in really good.
De la vida, la escala de valores, y también conozco.
Booming in.
Durante meses
Pretty good.
con presupuesto y me quedé ahí, me lo
With the MLA 30.
Es el momento, ¿no? Pero ya lo había cambiado en tu cabeza, ya habías visto que la vida de oficina no era lo tuyo y ahora te dedicas a viajar por todo el mundo, no sé, a tiempo completo. ¿Cómo te financias? ¿De qué vives?
Sí, bueno, al ser un expediente de regulación de empleo, cobré la indemnización que está estipulada, yo también soy muy hormiguita. Durante todos estos años trabajando en el banco, pues había ido ahorrando. Tomé la decisión cuando volví de no meterme en una hipoteca grande a 40 años, sino que pues podido sacar muchas de pensiones y viajando.
Same thing, Radio Exterior de España. 17715. Yeah, I'm not getting no Radio Kuwait. Hello, James Farley. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there, nothing there.
Santa, pueblo adquirido, para que anunciéis las virtudes de aquel que os ha llamado de las tinieblas a su luz admirable. Vosotros,
Dan B.
en el tiempo pasado no erais pueblo,
Dabby Dab.
sois pueblo de Dios, que en el
What
tiempo
the?
pasado no habíais alcanzado
What the heck?
misericordia, mas ahora habéis alcanzado misericordia. Amados, yo os ruego como a extranjeros y peregrinos, os abstengáis de los deseos carnales que batallan contra el alma, teniendo vuestra conversación honesta entre los gentiles, para que, en lo que ellos murmuran de vosotros como de malhechores, glorifiquen a Dios en el día de la visitación, estimándoos por las buenas obras. Sed pues sujetos a toda ordenación humana por respeto a Dios, ya sea al rey como a superior, ya a los gobernadores como de él enviados para venganza de los malhechores y para loor de los que hacen bien. porque esta es la voluntad de Dios, que haciendo bien hagáis callar la ignorancia de los hombres vanos, como libres y no como teniendo
That's
la
Spanish,
libertad
instead
por
of English.
cobertura de malicia, sino como siervos de Dios.
Anyway,
Honrad a todos,
WWCR.
amad la fraternidad, temed a Dios, honrad al Rey. Siervos, sed sujetos con todo temor a vuestros amos, no solamente a los buenos y humanos, sino también a los rigurosos. Porque esto es agradable si alguno a causa de la conciencia delante de Dios sufre molestias padeciendo injustamente. Porque qué gloria es si pecando vosotros
vivía en el Banco Provincia porque el padre era gerente. Entonces no tenía, pobre, otro remedio más que escucharme porque tenía un parlante enfrente. Y me hacía críticas, como me hacía, oye,
Yeah, she's that way. James probably, oh my God, I can't speak.
¿sabes que no es nieblina? Es
Wow.
neblina. Sí, yo lo sabía, pero nervioso con cualquier cosa. Además, en un medio en que a veces
WRMI.
tienes que salir del medio y enterarte de cómo se dice en otra parte. Ahora, ¿cómo salir del medio?
Voice of America. Okay, let me try this radio. Let me switch. I'm going to switch to the Jesus. Oh, that beacon. $28.279. Need to tidy up over here. 25 megahertz. Yeah, much better here. Yeah, much better on the MFED than the MLA 30 with this radio. So MFED is much better. So you see what I'm saying? I said earlier about sometimes the MFED is a lot better when it's a lot more gain. So that's the MFED. 25 megahertz. Let me try the other one. Kenwood.
Really go out there and be a unified front, because that's what our enemies need to see.
And the congressman, to that point, they are calling.
Okay, it's 25 megahertz here. Yeah. Trying to get the voice of Korea, but I can't pick it up. Too much. Nah. I can barely hear it. WJHR 15555 upper sideband. Yeah.
Hay que adaptarse a las situaciones y conscientes que hay un privilegiado, entonces a los problemas de según las máximas son 193 países, pero hay territorios que han declarado la independencia, son países
That's Radio Ser España is 15520. So they just go down. Try this one.
He'll help you fight it. When I say he'll help you fight it, he'll show you that he's able to conquer and vindicate. So these verses here are kind of setting the tone here for what's going to happen. The next two verses, which I've labeled judgment, justice, and righteousness.
So WWCR 13845.
God,
that's the end fade.
Be doing anything because we don't see anything happening. You know, Habakkuk, he asked, "How long, Lord? How long? How long?" And we've all done that. Lord, how long is this going to be like this? How long will my son or my daughter be estranged? Or how long will my loved one be in the grip of something? How long?
That's an MLA 30. Same thing.
How long?
13845.
How long?
With the MLA 30.
God's not doing anything.
So you can see that. You can see the signal. I'll show you the signal. Let me show you. If you ask me about the MLA 30 or the long wire, the end fed, which one? Well, that's a signal right there on the MLA 30. 13845 with the MLA 30. And then this is the end fed. 13845 on the end fed. It's all the way pegged. So as you can see, the end fed, there's a lot more gain on the end on any long wire end fed. You're gonna get more. You're gonna get more gain. Yeah.
Prayer and petition ending with Selah.
You can hear a little more noise on the end fed.
Discount that you've got two sections. We're going to talk about what the Lord has done and what the Lord has yet to do. That's verses 13 through 20, just to kind of put something in perspective. Now, let's.
On the end, I'm on the MLA 30.
This is what I want to talk about. Verses in particular. Verse 9 and verse 10 into four clauses. The Lord also will be a refuge.
Not as noisy. But on the end fade, you can see the gain is all the way. See is pegged. The need is all the way pegged. And over here is pretty good signal too. It's all you know, 20, right? Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good signal too here. Yeah, with the MLA 30.
So let's just take a look at this. I'd like to show you something. So from the Hebrew, indulge me here. So you're thinking.
So I mean, if you have the space for it, put a long wire end fed,
I love that statement.
But if you limit it with space, then you're gonna need an MLA 30.
And we have this word for refuge that will occur twice.
But hey, it works here. It works well here.
It's been around any amount of time. You recognize.
And hello, Michael. TV Radio 972. Hope you're doing well.
And the interesting thing about this word.
So yeah.
That we have here, this dog, and
Let's see, 13. 13.
Is how this word will
Let's see.
be understood. Let's start at the whole thing.
That's Radio Algeria. Algeria. You know, Radio Algeria. Algerian. Whatever I pronounce it. I can't pronounce it. Radio Algeria. In other words. So let me see how it's coming in over here. So it's an S7 on my Radio Algeria 13790 MLA 30 S7. You can hear it, but it's S7, right? I think I'm waiting the bandwidth. Now let's try the NFED with the R2000. Big difference. The NFED wins. It's almost pegged. So Radio Algeria coming in a lot better on the NFED. So much better on the NFED, Radio Algeria, instead of compared to the MLA 30. It's a good comparison right there. It's good. Yeah, okay. So you're getting it's coming in good for you too, TV radio. Okay. You're getting NHK War Radio on 11.8. Okay, let me try that. Let me try it up here first. So NHK War Radio. So NHK War Radio Japan. Now let's try the NFED. So let me go down 1, 2, and then it's gonna be so that's NHK War Radio Japan using the NFED. And then this is the MLA 30 with the Silent 800. A lot of crackling going on, too. This radio also, I need to de-ox this thing again. So I'm getting a lot of crackling with this. But there's also crackling. And a lot of so Radio Nacional de Amazonia, excuse me, Brazil. It's coming from Brazil. 11,780. Now let me try the wave. All right. So. Yeah, not so much over here. Yeah, Yeah, and that's. Well, wait a minute. I got the. Sorry, wrong station. My bad. Wrong station. My bad. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Much better here. Well, it's a much better receiver too. That's another thing. A big difference with this compared to the 10 watt 2000 is a much better receiver too. So that's another thing. All right. There you go. Yeah. And 1120 as well. Okay, CRI. 11825.
多长时间能肉体到 station 到多长时间能到多长时间能到打的是 stage 对打分我要寄包裹去香港多长时间能到最少2个星期 Cosa caso in Catalina proposta di packet e da 3 months
Yeah. Yeah, not even much better. Much better than Kenwood. With the NFET. Yeah, NFET is a very good antenna.
我要取包裹我要取包裹 packet
Pretty good.
我要取包裹请给我看一下你的包裹单和护照走了走了
BBC. It's like mixing. Now you can hear BBC and then. Eleven 810. Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear the BBC also.
I have to say, for some people, even when they're kind of aged at
So that's a CRI 11770
in their 60s and 50s,
and 11775. I can hear it a little bit. 11775 is the Caribbean beacon from the island of Anguilla. Okay, so barely I can hear it. can barely hear it. Let me see what's down here. 11,750. Yeah, I can barely hear it. So that's Al, as I'm trying to, I don't want to butcher, Al Azim from Saudi Arabia. Yeah. Let me try to get this one, and then I think that'll be it for you. Yeah, I usually don't have luck on that. Yeah. I was trying to get Voice of Korea, but not happening. No Voice of Korea. 11,635. 11,680. I can barely hear it. 11,680 is KCBS, Pyongyang, North Korea. I can barely hear it. Yeah. Barely hear it. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's 3 hours and 53 minutes. I went to pick up my son, and so I'm gonna be on for a couple of hours. So there you go. So I'm gonna sign off now. Gonna make some dinner for my son. So everybody, thank you for watching. For those that haven't subscribed to my channel, 89% of people watch my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So hey, why not give me a try? Give me a shot. All you gotta do is just click on the subscribe. There you go. Give me a shot. And I'll see you back tomorrow's Friday, of course. So Saturday, I should be back Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern for another live stream. But like I said, I can pop in anytime because I like to pop in. I like to pop in and do live streams. All right. Everybody, thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.